All right, let me get a little bit of water. So, let's do this. Cheers, motherfucker.
Cheers.
Salud. Bro, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Oh, 110%. No, I really appreciate anyone coming on here, man. It's, take time out of your busy day to come talk on some random dude's fucking show. It's
my non-existent busy day in quarantine as an unemployed musician.
Dude, as we were talking about before, it has to be really strange right now going through all this.
It's so weird. This is the longest I've ever been in one place since I was like 18 years old.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we would have never thought anything like this would happen. You or myself, right? I mean, I was always the type of person I could see like, fucking an asteroid hitting, like other weird, crazy shit, right? And I know there's been pandemics before, but I don't know. I just kind of never really thought of it, right? But unfortunately, that is the case. And we're a year in, right?
Yeah, year in. The last show that I played was February 2020. Perth, Australia.
Dude.
And I took it for granted, because it's like, oh, I'm going to get to do this in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Fuck you.
No.
It's over. It's over.
I don't mean to laugh, dude, because it's a really shitty situation.
Yeah.
When that happened, how did that even go down?
Well, we got back. What's crazy is we got back February. I forget exactly what date. I'm sure it's on the internet.
Yeah.
Google. We got back, and I guess 3 weeks later, we were supposed to start another run.
Yeah.
And that's when LA,
yeah.
It's like we're going to be closed for 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
And then a year later.
Yeah, man. I remember doing a show, like a hair show, because I'm in the hair world as well. And, I remember everything kind of like trickling in about COVID and all of this stuff. Right. And I would do tons of big events every single year. Right. And I was, like you said, I don't know, I would take it for granted, right? I was actually kind of getting burnt down on them, right? Because I've been doing for a decade, bro. And like, I know that, you've been doing this for a lot longer and doing a lot more shows than I have. But, for like the 50 days, 60 days of traveling every single year for me, right? I was getting burnt down on it, right? And then all this stuff happened, right? And shut down and all this. And I was like, oh, it's going to come back, right? Now, a year in, right? I'm missing that. I want that for something that I took for granted, something I was getting burnt out on. I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of makes you really look inside and look at everything going on.
It does. And the weird thing is like you miss things you never think that you would miss. And like, as funny as it is, just like being, because I'm not like the most social person. Yeah. I'm a very private person. I don't like to put stuff out there. I keep to myself a lot of the time. But like I have my circle. Yeah. But like on tour, it's like you're surrounded by these people, right? And they know everything. You know everything about them. And I miss like almost that having no personal space, because it means like, oh, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
But right now it's like you're at home. You have all the personal space you want, 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And then it's like I kind of miss that like camaraderie. We're like fucking pirates.
Exactly.
Just pillaging the town. Flying Delta to Des Moines.
Literally, man. Literally. Yeah. That's been your life. For you, where does your story start? Like, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a country boy.
Yeah.
Well, right outside Nashville. Technically, it's Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Okay. And my dad was a race car driver.
Oh, shit.
And I actually grew up around racetracks.
Holy shit.
And I used to race go-karts as a kid, and I wanted to pursue motorsports. And as soon as I found drums, like everything else was just like, nah, like it just full force.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why I love metal and punk and fast and loud is because of spending time around fast cars.
Of course.
And like just the smell of rubber and gas and just that whole thing. Like I fucking love like pedal to the metal. Fuck you. It's a million miles an hour. And that's why I gravitated towards, this genre of music that I'm in. So yeah, it was, it's been a interesting journey.
Yeah.
Being able to go around the world and, be able to explore things and getting paid.
Yeah.
Explore the world and get paid to do it. Like, fuck, man. It's been an awesome journey. It hasn't been easy.
I don't doubt it.
But yeah, that's kind of a little bit of where I came from.
Growing up in Nashville, right? How old were you when you picked up drums for the first time?
So I guess I was 11.
11 years old.
11 years old. And I was, well, maybe. It was 4th grade. I don't know if that's 11 or not. I don't know.
Yeah, 11, 12, something like that. Yeah,
we'll call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically had to pick like an extracurricular thing. And it was band or something else. So I picked band.
Okay.
And there was 2 openings, sax or drums. I was like, dude, sax is so fucking lame, dude. Like, so I'm going to hit shit with sticks.
Yes, yeah, makes sense.
Let's go for drums.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it's just kind of been like an obsession ever since. Like,
was it something that you picked up easily? Like, was it natural? Was it hard?
It was pretty easy at first. I think drums are like the easiest instrument to pick up initially, but they're the hardest to master.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us can just tap and make a beat, but to make a whole song, and
the timing and the feel, and then once you get into like the more extreme genres of music, the endurance, and that's a whole nother fucking thing, which is something that I have completely lost over this quarantine because, like you build it up over the years and you can get it back pretty quick, but the band actually just got together for the first time in a while a couple days ago, and it kicked my ass, dude. It's like I was in a ring with Mike Tyson. Dude, it was bad. And because you practice, but like playing live or playing with other musicians is like a completely different thing because there's more energy in the room. You want to play harder.
Yes.
And it just fucking destroyed me.
Yeah, it's
blisters and
the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but you build that up over so many years, right? And so although maybe it's you didn't lose it, right? Because it's like picking up a bike.
Yeah,
right?
it's like I guess it'd be like maybe like a boxer getting ready for the fight. It's like if they take a year off.
Yes.
You
just
got to get back.
Exactly.
Get back and train and get ready.
Of course. Yeah. Going through that process. But, kind of bring it back to you is like when you first started, you picked them up, you started playing 11 years old, you're just having fun. When did you start like your first band? Like, how did that go about?
Well, when I was 13 years old, these guys that I knew around town had a band and they were seniors in high school. And I guess by that time they considered me good enough to play with them.
Okay.
So I was like 13 years old playing with these guys who were like seniors in high school.
Holy shit.
And this band was called Weapons of Righteousness. And it was like a ska band.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was just, we played a couple shows and we actually, I guess, one of the first shows I played with them was actually like in Alabama. And my mom drove me, loaded up my drums in the back of her car and she drove me down there. So I was like touring at 13,
Jesus, that's crazy.
But yeah, and then just playing around town, just meeting different people, different musicians, and you kind of, it's like everything is just like this really slow, steady climb to like eventually you are where you are now. And that's, how it works with most people in the music industry. It's just like baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Then before you know it, you're selling records. But the thing is that nobody tells you is it's like, it's a long road and it's just so many turns and you never know exactly, like you could have like in your mind of like where you want to be, but it's like this crazy journey to get to where you are and you meet some amazing people and it's just like the most fun. Like I get to play drums for a living. It's awesome.
Insane. Yeah.
Like, who would have thought 11-year-old me would have been stoked?
Like that's crazy, right? To look back at your younger self, right? I mean, any human being, right? But people like yourself, right? To be able to look back at 11-year-old you and say, one day I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know if I made it because I'm technically unemployed.
Well, all right.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
True. But like you've gone a lot farther than most will. And that is a beautiful thing all in itself. And one thing that you said is your mom was taking you.
Yeah. And my mom has been like my number one supporter.
That's so important, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So when I decided to, like, I want to do this full time, like, So I moved to LA. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
I just like packed up my shit in a U-Haul. And
How old were you?
21.
Okay.
22. Yeah, I was 22. 2012. Yeah. So yeah, my mom actually like, she's like, okay, we got to find you a place to live. So me and her flew out here and like checked out some apartments and stuff. And my mom was like, it's your dream. Like whatever you need, whatever I can do to help, like I will help you.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's so fucking cool, man.
And then I get to LA and I'll never forget. I was walking down, what is it? Yucca in Hollywood.
Okay.
We were looking at like apartments around there. Cause I didn't know, like I would never live in Hollywood, now,
Yes.
but it was the first place I moved because that's where you think you should live. And me and my mom are walking around and I just see this homeless guy pop out of the bushes and just take the biggest shit. And I'm just like, wow, dude, I'm in it now.
You made it. You made it to LA,
This
bro.
is LA, baby. I'm here. I've arrived.
That's awesome, man. Before you came out here, though, what was it like? Because you were in your first band, right? Going through high school. Was it at that time that you knew that you wanted to turn this into a career?
Yeah, I'd always like wanted to do it. It's like weird and sounds cliche, but ever since I like picked up the sticks, I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
There's no plan B. I'm like gonna make this fucking happen. And I don't care if like it's playing behind another artist as a hired gun or being in my own band or joining an existing band. It's like, I gotta do it. That's the main mission, no matter what.
Yeah.
So when you like look at it like that, you're like, and it gives you like that focus to be like, okay, what's helping me? What's hindering me? How can I get from point A to point B? And yeah, so I just started playing around with bands and making connections around Nashville and doing some touring. Nothing too crazy, like Weekend Warrior stuff.
Yeah.
I played I've actually played for some country bands
Okay,
when I was
there we go.
And yeah, but mostly like in the metal, hard rock, some punk stuff, just kind of being a musical whore.
That was always your genre.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I like.
Yeah.
But then nothing super serious until I like was like, all right, what's going on in Nashville isn't really what I want. Like I think LA's music scene and the people are kind of like,
Yeah.
I want to be involved in that, because there's so much out here.
There is.
There's the massive punk scene. There's a big metal scene. There's even country. There's, there's everything.
Everything.
And Nashville is incredible. And there's a lot of that now. And a lot of people are moving from here to there. So who knows? I might end up back there.
Exactly, right? But that's crazy, right? Because a lot of people during this pandemic have left places like Nashville, left LA to go to like Nashville, Austin, and different places along the way. When you were younger, did your mom, did she see something in you, or like how did that happen? Because like you eventually had to go like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move to LA. I'm gonna make it, right? But for her to fully back you, that's few and I don't want to say few and far between, but a lot of times parents like want the kids to go to the traditional route, go to college, do this, do that.
Right, and I had a big talk. So my dad passed away when I was 18, and like I remember him sitting me down. Part of life.
I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
My dad died when I was 17.
So it's like the worst time. It's like if you're younger, it's like it doesn't have an impact, or if you're older, you're already like you have your life figured out. But that like right when you're becoming a man, it's just like
It's the worst time.
The worst timing.
Yeah.
And I remember that happened, and it was cancer, so we had a little bit of time to know, but it was very aggressive. It was like stage 4 lung cancer.
Shit.
So, we had like 4 months. And I remember him telling me, he's like, I want you to go to college.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to go to college, but he wants me to go.
Yeah.
So like I had this like kind of scheme in my head. I was like, well, what if I go into music college?
Okay.
It's college.
Yeah.
And it's music.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 birds, 1 stone kind of
Exactly.
thing. So yeah. And then I had that idea in my head when I was like 18, and it was always there. And even, being in Nashville playing with like country bands or whatever bands I was playing with, this like thought was just, it never went away. It's like LA, you should be in LA.
Yeah.
Just kept eating at me. And until finally, I guess 4 years later, I was like, fuck it, dude. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Just go. And like, I didn't know anybody. I just packed up U-Haul and was like, let's make it happen. See what happens. And then,
Fucking roll the dice.
Roll the dice. And I guess it worked out.
Yes. Did you go to music college?
I did for a very brief time. I went to Musicians Institute and ended up dropping out because I started touring with other people out here.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that isn't that the point, right?
Right.
Like,
they say if you graduate music college, you failed.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I get that.
yeah.
I get that. Going through that experience with your dad, do you have any siblings?
Oh yeah, I have 2 sisters.
How old
They're
are they?
older though.
Okay.
So I have 5 nephews.
Yeah.
And I grew up in so most of my family is like a sports family.
Okay.
So both of my sisters are athletes, and she's my older sister, but the youngest of the 2 was like amazing at basketball, like basketball scholarships and all this stuff. And their husbands are like big sports guys. My brother-in-law used to be in the NFL. So it's like sports city.
Ingrained.
And then there's me.
Yeah. All tatted up, bro.
Tattooed and fucking the weird dude who plays drums, So it was it was interesting to see, but they love it and they come to all the shows whenever I play around town.
I'm sure.
So they're into it, man.
Super supporting.
They're rockers at heart.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Something you said early on is, your dad was a race car driver, right?
Yeah.
He went fast, right? And so it's like, although 2 different things, right? Being in a punk band, but still fast, hard music, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities, right?
Yes, there is.
Something you also said is losing a parent, right? All we can speak is from a guy's point of view, right? When you're really young, you're just young, right? You don't really remember. When you're older, you're kind of ingrained in your ways. You took a lot from it, and now you are the person you are. When you are 17, 18 years old, it's the worst fucking time to lose a father.
Yeah, and because it's like that, I guess, that lighthouse that you look up to is like gone. So you're just navigating with no compass. You're like, well, any mistake I'm gonna make, it's like I gotta I can't be like, hey dad, am I supposed to do this? Like, is this cool?
Yeah.
Am I being a shithead right now? No, well, fucking figure it out. Get something thrown at me.
Yes.
I guess I'm being a shithead, right?
It's so true, man. It's so true. It's such a challenging time. And I can only speak for my story is I went through a lot of shit, dude. I went through a lot of shit up and down. And it would have been a lot easier if I had that compass and if my father, was here, because I'm just like you, we looked up to him. We look up to our fathers, right? They're a fucking dad, right?
Yeah.
And, so it's really challenging figuring that entire path out. In hindsight, you made it. You're alive. You're here, dude.
I'm here.
I made it.
I'm somewhat present.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, it's so true. So
lost a few brain cells along the way, but I'm here. I'm here.
I get that. But you take your own experiences and you make it what it is, right? But to be able to hear someone else, I don't know. I've met a lot of people that have lost their parents, right? I get it, but no one like yourself. And what I mean by that is someone really at that pivotal age, right? So when you said 18, you let your dad, my fucking heart dropped. I'm just going to say how it is. It kills me inside because I know exactly what you went through.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we said, it is the worst timing, but you figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's just there's no playbook for this shit. All right, it's gone. He's gone. What do you do now?
Yeah.
And I don't think I dealt with it the best way I could. That's when I really started drinking a lot. Yeah. And also I kind of turned inward a little bit, and I dealt with it through music.
Yeah.
And that's probably another reason why I like the aggressive, fast, loud stuff, is because it's a way to get out.
It is.
With the thing that's,
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also it's around that time, it's I noticed I became a very angry person. Very and I don't know who I was angry at.
Yeah.
But I was angry.
I don't doubt it.
And, you're just kind of filled with hate, just like, and that's not, and, along the way, as you grow, you kind of learn like, that's not really, it can drive you and it can give you motivation, but ultimately it'll end up killing you.
Of course.
And you have to kind of find a way to move past that and heal.
You have to. So,
I'm still doing that. I'm still figuring it out. And, when everything you love is taken away from you, like we're, in the middle of this pandemic, you're left with nothing but your thoughts. It's probably best to, have good thoughts.
Of course. Yeah.
Because those bad thoughts, they'll fucking keep you up at night, man.
They will. Like you said, going through this pandemic, it really pushes things to the front, right? It's like, fuck, man, you got to face it head on. How old are you?
31.
Yeah, you're 31. I'm 34 years old, right? And it'll be, for me, this year, right, March 23rd, I will have lived on this earth longer than my father has been gone, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, right? But fuck, man, we have to, like, you have to, right? I have to make it through this, right? We have to, because unfortunately that fucked up shit happened. And then I'm sure in your story, a lot of fucked up shit happened along the way, right? But you come to a point where I want to have kids one day, right? Like, I want to have kids, like, and I am going to learn from my mistakes and my father. My father, he passed away from a massive heart attack. It was because he fucking smoked and drank and ate like a fucking fish. Like, it was unfortunately his fault, his wrongdoing, right? And so I know that I don't want that to happen to me, right? I want to be here for my kid or kids. And I don't want my kid or kids to go through that experience. So what do I have to do? Take care of myself, eat healthy, fucking, don't drink like a fish, don't fucking smoke, right? Just do things. And obviously you could walk out and get hit by a car at any moment, right? But if we don't learn from these experiences, if we don't take from these experiences, then we become what happened.
Right.
Right. And it sucks, man. It fucking blows, but you wouldn't be half the man you are today if it wasn't for your father. And at least you did. And this is like, I don't know, this is where sometimes I try to build perspective. Like, for me, at least I got to spend 17 fucking years with a man that showed me how to be a man, what it was like, honor, trust, like just these positive and core good things, where there are a lot of kids out there that don't get to spend a day with their dad, right?
And that's another thing. It's like, perspective is everything.
Yeah.
And being grateful.
Yeah.
And when you're 18 and somebody just died, you're a pissed off little shithead.
Yeah.
And then the more you grow up, the more you realize it's like, there's a lot to be grateful for too. Yes. And I think that shift in perspective is something I'm still trying, to deal with every day myself. And it's, like I said, when your work is taken away from you, and when the thing that you've worked your whole life to have is suddenly taken away, it's like, well, what can I do now? Well, I can try to better myself.
Yeah.
I can try to use lessons that I've learned from that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
did he teach me?
Yeah.
So
it's true.
I've been doing a lot of that, and it's a lot of self-reflecting and meditating, and it's been good.
It is.
And I can feel a lot of this stuff that maybe, I don't know. It's like we're an engine, right? And you could put in certain types of gas, and like hate is one of them. Yes. It'll get you going, man.
It will.
But I think it ultimately destroys the engine.
It does.
In the long run.
It definitely does. Yeah, 100%. Have you ever talked to a therapist?
Yeah. What's funny is I did talk to a therapist once, and she told me I didn't need therapy.
Well, then you throw her out the water.
Right.
Fuck that.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Sorry if I cut you off, but like, I come from the belief that everyone needs everyone, it doesn't matter what level you are at life, a good therapist. And the shitty part is probably 70 to 80% of therapists suck.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't get, they just don't fucking get it. And, unfortunately, that is the case. And for someone to tell you that you don't need therapy, I mean, we can all have someone that we can vent our feelings to,
Right.
and just get shit off of our chest, right? And especially the traumatic stuff that you went through at a young age. Like, you're 31, you still haven't worked that shit completely out.
Oh,
I'm
no.
34, dude. Like, what the fuck? There are some days I just start crying. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, just crying and then just start masturbating. You know, it's weird.
It's like a weird.
It's a weird cycle I'm in. Lots of tissues involved.
Yes. You're so funny. But it is. It's like fucking crazy. So, yeah. So sorry, and I cut you off, but like, what the fuck happened? What did she do?
Oh yeah, it's just like a phone thing. This was a couple years ago. It was like a phone consultation. And, you know, I was like, I'm feeling anxious. Like, I'm having these racing thoughts. I think I'm depressed. And she's like, everybody deals with that, you know? I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah, literally.
Here's my money. Thanks for that.
It was a waste of time.
But, you know, I got to say, like, the best thing I ever did for myself is I got sober.
Well, that is
And
huge.
that is, like...
That's everything.
Yeah, like, try dealing with your thoughts with no medication. Just fucking raw dogging life, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. What happened? Because I heard you say in the beginning, right? It was like you were 18 years old and your dad passed away and you started drinking.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
along the way, I'm sure a lot of crazy shit happened.
Yeah, you know, and like, I don't, you know, fuck it. We'll put it out there. Because I'm a very private person. But yeah, like, I got into drugs.
Yeah.
I was into drugs and I was drinking a lot. And eventually it led to me just sitting like in between tour. I mean, on tour too, because of course, right? You're on tour, fucking party. But then when you get home, you're like, oh, I'm by myself for 2 weeks. Well, let's get into some trouble. Yeah. And it led to sitting at home by myself, drinking, doing drugs.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's 2-3 days later, same thing.
Over and over.
And over. There's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And then by the time you like come out of it, you're like the shell of the man you used to be, right?
Of course. Yeah, 100%.
You know, not sleeping for 2 days. That'll make you get into some weird stuff.
It's so true though, right? But it's important that you do talk about this and share about this because a lot of people have this perspective of like, you know, musicians, right? But I think as a musician yourself, right, you go through these experiences, right? Like, why did this happen? Why did you start using? Why did it get so bad, right? Well, you're 18 years old, the traumatic experience happens, right? And then you go through all of this, like, it makes sense, right? Then there comes a point where you looked in the mirror, and I'll let you share for yourself, but you had to change course and better your life. What happened?
Well, it's just like, I don't know. One day you wake up in the mirror and you look at it and you go, I fucking hate you. And you're pointing to yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, you fucking loser. What are you doing? Why are you here? And I was never suicidal ever, but it's weird because like as an alcoholic, you're like, you know, maybe I'll just stick to beer.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we all know how that goes, right?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I'm only going to drink wine with dinner. Right. Maybe if I don't drink whiskey, I'm not going to get into cocaine.
Yeah.
And but the thing is with the brain, it all circles back to, you know, your brain is grasping for this. Anything. Somebody cut you off in traffic. Well, now's an excuse to drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You played a bad show, might as well get drunk. You played a great show, might as well get drunk.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's just a culmination of, you know, years of that. And like I said, this is the first time I've ever even admitted in public that, like, yeah, I did have a problem and I am sober. Like I said. So you got the scoop first, buddy. Hot off the press.
I appreciate you being so open, and I think it's important though, right? Because if you can go through these experiences and make it out on the other side, right?
Yeah.
You're an example, right?
Right.
You're a beacon of hope, right? Like anyone going through the shit of it, it's so hard to see the end of the tunnel. It's hard to see the light at the tunnel.
It is. And ultimately, people want to help you. People give you advice, but you're not going to get anything done until you yourself go, what do they say? Alcoholics, like, you know, we like to dig a hole and live in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I speak from experience. Yeah. I know exactly what that's like. And the only person that's going to get you out of the hole is yourself. And the funny thing is we're in a hole and there's a fucking ladder right next to us.
So
you know what
right
I mean?
There. It's right there.
It's right there. So being able to take ownership of hurt you caused people, being able to take ownership of your actions, and, you know, it's great. Like, you know what's going to be great is I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to fucking remember this.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's
like, that's fucking, and you never think. And that comes back to the gratitude thing. It's like, I'm grateful that, like, I just met you and I get to do this. Like, how fucking cool is this?
Yeah.
You know, but like, I would have never had that perspective had I not made that shift in my life.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
And
we're here.
We're here.
You're here. We're
doing it, bro. We're doing it.
No, it's true, right? What, not what was, but did you have people around you saying, you got to get it fixed? You got to get help?
Well, no, because, and this is the interesting thing, is I'm very sneaky.
Okay.
I'm sneaky, and I'm good at like hiding things.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of that, but I am. And you know, when you're 28, everybody around you's doing the same shit as you are.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe it isn't fucking them up as much as it is you. But, you know, it's like, no, the people weren't like, you got to get help.
Damn.
And that's the fucked up part. So it was solely on me to do it.
That's the beautiful part. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well.
No, that's the beautiful part.
It was odd, though, because, yeah, like, there was never a moment where, like, everybody's like, we got to get this dude an intervention.
Holy shit.
No, because the people around me were still doing the same things.
Yeah.
So maybe they couldn't see.
Yeah.
And you know what's great is, like, I've had friends reach out to me and be like, yo, I want to get sober.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, well, you called the right guy.
Yeah,
so I can help you. I can help you do that. You know, like, you got to do the rowing, but I can help steer the boat.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Ultimately, it comes down to us. It's like ownership.
Yeah.
Saying, like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I am, man. I'm like a guy that's like, if I want to do something, I fucking do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that does have its pros and cons.
Of course, but I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing because regardless if the people around you are not, right, no one's saying, hey, bro, you got a problem here. Like, you fucked up last night. Like, you fucked up the night before, 10 times before that, and you got to get help, right?
Well, I guess the thing is I was so in love with music that I would really never let it affect the music side of it.
Wow.
So it's like, I would never go on stage. Like, I can count on one hand how many times I've been on stage, like, even slightly drunk. Right.
Wow.
So it's like, I would do that. But as soon as it was over, it's like, go time. And you know, I remember actually playing with one of those country bands. We were playing in fucking middle of nowhere, Georgia. And my friend recommended me for this gig, and it was like a cover band. So I had to learn like fucking 60 songs in a week. I'm like 21 years old, I guess. Yeah.
Jeez.
Learned 60 songs in a week to do this thing. And I heard these guys are big partiers. So I was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be sick. We're going to get drunk and play country tunes. We get to this place in the middle of nowhere, Georgia. They put us in a trailer park. That's where we stayed for the week, where we played at this place. And these guys were just like, so like, like nobody drank, nobody did anything. And I'm like, yo, this sucks. And I'd get on stage and I'd play for 4 hours because we did like 4 sets.
Jeez.
And I'm like, the whole time, all I could think about was, I just want to get fucked up. Like, I heard this was like the party crew.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then the last night, it was like on. So it's like, and I was so drunk on stage, I don't know how I played, but I did. I made it through, right?
Yeah.
And that was like the most drunk I've ever been on stage. And it's like, it's kind of embarrassing because like, you don't really know. Because it's like, think about how much muscle memory and finite movements you have to do when you're playing drums. And it's just like, you know, if you get sloppy drunk, it's like,
It affects everything.
yeah, if you're like a stumble bum
Yeah.
like me, you know, I'm fucking running into walls and shit. So it's, yeah. And I was always good about that.
You were able to differentiate between the two, which is,
Well, and there's been select moments. Like I said, I can count them on one hand.
sure, but out of all the years that you've been playing music, if there's been select moments, not a fucking, you know,
Yeah.
a portfolio filled.
And I think that's why I kind of got away with it.
That would make a lot of sense,
And
right?
I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but it happened, and I'm where I'm at
I
now.
mean, it's a good thing for you because you were able to get through it and you didn't make a complete ass of yourself.
Well, I still make an ass out of myself.
Okay, well,
but it's but sober.
Okay, well,
So, you know.
well then there we go. Okay, touche. But it is. It's amazing that you were able to do it when you said, okay, the fuck did you just like? How did you go through it?
When I got sober,
Yeah.
it was just like I remember it was one day, and it was 11:30 in the morning, and I was already drinking.
Shit.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, what are you gonna do, man? You're gonna fucking die if you keep doing this. And I got lucky too. I also, you know, I say like I pulled the ripcord before I hit the ground because it could have got a lot worse. So I think I caught it before it got too bad.
Yeah.
But I literally I picked up my phone and I called somebody. I said like, I need help. I admitted it, and then I still talk to that person almost every single day.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so here we are. And, you know, I'm drinking LaCroix.
Yes.
I still party.
Shout out to LaCroix.
Chain smoke these things. They're fucking delicious.
They are. What's your favorite flavor?
Coconut.
Fuck yes, dude. I don't meet too many people that say that, and that is by far my favorite.
I'm cuckoo for the coconut.
Fuck yeah.
You know.
Fuck yes, dude. My fucking wife thinks it tastes like suntan lotion. I'm like, that's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fucking drinking copper tone. Goes down smooth. Coats the throat, baby.
It goes so smooth. So you made it through your shit. All right. Kudos to you, man. Seriously, shout out.
Thank
Like
you.
that's awesome. And I'll just ask one more question about this, right? And then we'll hop to other parts, right? Going through this because I mean this is still relatively new to you. What, 3 years? 2, 3, 4?
What, the sober
Yeah.
thing? A year.
A year.
A little under a year, actually.
Holy shit. So
Yeah.
you went like through COVID.
Right. Yeah, so the last tour that we did, the Australian tour, yeah, I was still on it.
Holy shit.
And so when I got home,
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
it was actually right at the beginning of the pandemic. Like the first week of the pandemic, I was like, nope.
Are you afraid when things do pick back up and you're around it?
Nah.
I love that.
I ain't scared.
There we go.
Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it fucking on. No, and I would think that like, although like being put in the like, you know, hanging out with a whole bunch of people, them partying all the time, like that could be hard. But probably even worse, you know, being at home stuck in your own thoughts.
Yeah, it is. And that's why you have to, you know, find healthy ways to deal with that. And, you know, meditation calms the mind.
Yeah.
Like stream of thought or stream of consciousness writing. I do that, like gratitude lists.
Okay.
You know?
Explain that. What is that? I've never done stream of consciousness writing.
You just pen and paper, and just whatever comes out, you write down.
Even if it's
Like bananas are tasty. I like smoothies. My friend has a pool car.
Really?
And then every once in a while, something will be like, the reason you are unhappy is you're holding on to things that aren't serving you. You're like, holy shit. Where did that come from? I was just talking about smoothies. And
No
then
way.
something else comes out. Yeah. Just let it happen. And like sometimes nothing comes out. You know, you're like, clouds are cool.
Okay.
I like rice.
I love that though.
Yeah, try it sometime. It's cool.
How long do you do it for?
However long, 10 minutes. Just fill up a page. So whatever comes out, dude.
I'm gonna try that.
And every once in a while, something good will come out. Like, and it's like a thought that you didn't realize you had, like a subconscious kind of thing.
Yeah, because you let the subconscious take over.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Check it out, man.
I will for sure. And then meditation, how did you start doing that?
Well, I started getting into that a while ago. And just, you know, like I have an app called Headspace
Okay,
that I
yeah.
use. It's pretty cool. And then, but I'm not good enough at it to do it just by myself. Like Because there's some people that can do that, but I have to have the guided one. I'm still.
Yeah, you're still.
My head still kind of chatters.
Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a bitch, right? Because I can't ever calm my brain down completely.
It's weird, and it teaches you how to like observe thoughts and kind of like it's like a cloud that goes by, and you just watch it, and you're like, oh, I'm having this thought. Oh, it's gone.
Okay. And
you're like watching the sky. Oh, there's another thought. You can kind of just like, and once you can separate, it's like instead of your brain actively talking to you, it's just, oh, I'm having a thought. There it goes. Let it go.
Just let it go.
Yeah, that's kind of like those in-between moments are kind of where you can find the peace. And I guess the goal is to extend those moments.
Yeah, I mean, I got to do that more. I every time I try, I get into it and then I just fucking stop, right? But I think
tough, yeah.
It is. It's just the thought of shutting my brain down, like just shutting it down. Like it's just so crazy and bananas to me because like I'm just like.
Well, they say that's how you find ultimate enlightenment.
Yeah.
Like those Buddhist monks that like they'll just meditate, dude, and they're probably just so fucking zen, dude.
They're just in a blank space, like
dude, and nothing. Like if you can shut off your mind without any chemicals or substances, dude, like you're like the ultimate.
Yeah,
fucking,
you are like,
it, dude.
You are it. You are like a fucking Buddhist monk, right?
Imagine like being that calm and just like nothing would bother you.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me, man. That's
nothing
so
would
crazy.
Bother you.
Like I'm so terrible at that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's something that we can all be better. But it's definitely something I could be better at doing. I've gotten really good at like taking care of myself, eating healthy, working, doing all of that shit, right? But one thing I really want to focus on is meditation. What really pushed you in the direction? Was it just kind of going through this whole process, or?
Well, before that, just making my brain try to shut the fuck up for 5 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, when you're, drinking a lot and stuff, your brain likes to tell you, you're a fucking loser.
Of course.
What are you doing?
Yes.
You suck at drums. You should quit. Fuck you. You're ugly. You smell like shit. And you're just like, make it fucking stop. Make it stop, please. Yeah. So you try to find any way you can to, make it stop.
Make it stop.
And whether that's,
But that makes it worse.
It does. It's like the hate and the
exactly.
hate gas in the engine.
It's like,
it's a temporary fix for sure.
Of course.
But it's got long-term consequences.
Yeah, it does.
That'll ultimately end up hurting you more than helping you.
Yeah. It always wins the battle, which is fucking, it's fucked up. That being said, all right, let's bring it back to your story, right? Let's bring it back to you, senior in high school, getting ready to graduate. Your father passes away. You're 18 years old. After that, what did you do?
So right after that,
yeah,
I auditioned for this band that was 5 hours away and immediately moved out and moved to East Tennessee.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah, literally as soon as I graduated high school, I auditioned for this band and I was like, fuck it. So this literally 2 days after I graduated, I think.
Holy shit.
I was like, I'm moving away.
Yeah.
So that was my first foray into getting out. So I just moved out, and I was living in the guitar player's parents' basement in a nook, and I didn't even have a door. I had those hippie beads, the hangly downy beads. I had a Buddha on it, and I had a dresser and a mattress on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was like, well, here's step one.
Yeah.
Let's try to make something happen. And that ended up not working out. And then I came back home. And then I ended up moving to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is where MTSU is.
Okay.
It's a huge college out there. And all my friends went to college there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's a lot of musicians out there. I'll go out there. So I moved into a closet. And I rented a closet. And I say closet. It was actually pretty big, but it had the washer and dryer hookups in it.
Okay.
But I converted it into a bedroom, so it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
And then, same thing, just lived out there for a year or two while I was playing with bands, just trying to make something happen, meeting people.
Were you working at all?
Yeah, I actually worked at an ice cream shop.
All right.
I actually have a tattoo of an ice cream cone behind my ear.
All right.
I forget what side. Because I was like, dude, ice cream's awesome. And it was kind of cool. It was like this ice cream shop, and the owner was really awesome. And like when I had to like go play shows, you know, he'd let me off. And there's a couple other guys that worked there that were in bands.
Shit, that's cool.
So it was kind of like there's like 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah. And so he knew, he understood.
He got it.
That's awesome, man.
And he had a couple different locations. So it's like when I ended up moving back home into my mom's, I worked at the one closest to her. And then when I was out in Murfreesboro.
That's dope, man. Yeah. I don't know. You look at your story, like look at anyone's story. There are people that kind of stand out, and it's like being a kid, working at a place, and having your boss understand. Like, fuck, man, we all have passions, we all have dreams, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't holding you back from that. Shit, you got a tattoo of it now.
Yeah,
too,
I got
right?
a tattoo of it, and you know, I gotta say, it was marble slab. It's like cold stone.
Yeah.
And I've actually been at a mall and been like, I have a marble slab tattoo, and they've given me free ice cream.
Shut the heck up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's worked out.
That's so fucking
I've had a lot of strange little jobs. I worked at the Hobby Lobby. I worked at the frame shop. Like, that was right when I moved back from East Tennessee. So I was working in a frame shop in Hobby Lobby.
All right.
Doing custom framing.
Do they teach you how to do that?
Yeah, they taught me everything. And I remember, here's a funny story. This lady brought in this Santa Claus painting, and it was painted by some famous artist. And I don't remember who it was. But I remember I was I think I was like cutting the glass for it or something. And I dropped something on the painting, and it left a mark. So my dumb ass, I was like, well, I'm going to take this eraser and do this. Oh my God. So like I ruined like a fucking, and it was like an original. And it was worth, like, she had it insured, but there's this older lady that worked with me. She's like, all right, you're new here. I'll take this one for you, but you only get one. So she went out there and told the lady. Furious.
No fucking way. She took the blame.
Yeah. I was like, dude, man, Susan, you are a fucking legend.
Another person that stands out, right? Fucking
round
Jesus.
of applause.
Yeah, dude, like, come on. You probably would have got fired, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got fired.
She was a veteran, so she took
Never
the blame.
gonna fire her. Damn, that's gangster, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Shout out to Susan.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's so cool. Real quick, headphones bothering you? You can take them off.
Kind of like a one-on, one-off situation.
Okay, cool. All right.
Natural ambiance.
Perfect.
Versus.
It's like when I'm DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. You can have it on or off. It doesn't. I mean, it's just so you can hear it. But when Nicole Aniston was wearing them, they were bothering her ear like the entire one. So I think I just gotta get different ones. Are they a little tight?
No, I'm used to wearing headphones.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
I just kind of like, I don't know.
I'm just calling you out. I'm calling you out. One on, one off. Yeah.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna do one on, one half on.
Okay, there we go.
I like the sound.
You could do whatever the hell you want. Okay, so damn, dude, you got a little. What the fuck did you get on the painting?
I forget what it was, but I think I dropped something on it, and it was like a liquid. And I don't remember what it was. This was so long ago. But I dropped something. So say if this is the painting.
Yeah.
And I'm like cutting the glass for it. Something like landed like right on a white part. Like I was like, oh shit, I should probably try to get that off. And I took a fucking eraser from a pencil because I thought I was being slick, right? Nope. And it just smudged it. Smudged the shit out. So there's like this incredible Santa painting, like this big pink mark on it. And I was like, oh man. This is not good.
Dude, that sucks. Yeah. But that's cool though.
It happens.
This was at Hobby Lobby.
This was at Hobby Lobby in Hermitage, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been all over Tennessee.
Yeah, I did a lot of geographics there, but that was all before I came out here.
So, all right. So we'll bring it back to the ice cream shop, right? Because that's, I think, the last thing I remember along the way. You moved out. You went to what was the place that you went?
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro, right? Yeah. Then you came back. What happened after that? How old were you? Like 19, 20?
Yeah, I was like 19. So I lived in Murfreesboro from like, I think it was 19 to 20 to 21.
So this
lived there like 2 years.
So this is building up because 22 is when you left.
Yeah, 22 is when I left.
So what was it? What was the like that fucking just broke? It said, I'm going. Nothing changed in that.
I mean, I was playing in this band, and it kind of like it was very promising. You know, it's like very exciting. Everybody was kind of like on the same page, and it felt like this is like, oh my God, and, you know, there's talks like, oh, my uncle works at this label. We're in Nashville, right? So everybody's got a fucking uncle at Epic Records.
Yeah.
So my uncle's like head of A&R, and like he's interested. Everybody's fucking interested. Everybody's like keeping an eye on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just this whole thing of like almost there. Every band was like, oh, we're almost got a deal. All this. And then I think it was like the actual like fuck it moment was like when I moved to LA, I was like, I don't want to be in a band. I want to be like a fucking hired gun.
Yeah.
Like play drums for like whoever, like Katy Perry, you know?
Yeah.
Just be like a hired musician. It's like, there's good work. They get paid well. They're like on a bus, nice hotels. That's what I want to do. And then that's kind of right around the time I moved to, and that's like, honestly, when I first moved to LA, like I wasn't like drumming wise, I'd kind of left like the whole punk metal hardcore. Like I didn't practice with 2 kick drums. I didn't, you know, I was listening to like a lot of hip hop and like listening to like different, like a lot of jazz and stuff to try to, cause I was like, I got to think different now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be like this metal drummer anymore. I got to be like more rounded and have a bigger like musical vocabulary.
Yeah.
And then like, lo and behold, like life's full circle.
Of course.
It's like, this is well, I'm doing what I grew up, you know.
Of course, it kind of
doing.
brings it back. It brings it all the way back. Okay, but what was it like? So that band, right? You just shit wasn't going anywhere, and that's got to be so hard. Like as a musician, right? It's like those almost make it.
I mean, that's literally what it is, and it was just like the breaking point of like, all right, if I'm gonna get out of here, now's the time to do it. Like that band ended up not doing anything. And it's like, all right, now's the time to do it. And I remember I moved to LA on St. Patty's Day, 2012. And my buddy drove out here in the U-Haul with me. And I got to LA on St. Patty's Day, 2012, and it was fucking raining. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like the first day I'm here, it rains.
Yep.
It rained. It was like a fucking monsoon that day.
That's so awesome.
And I was just like, fuck, this sucks.
You're expecting to be like all sunny and perfect.
It's like, it's LA, man. It's supposed to be sunny
all
and
the time.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, it usually
Where are all
is.
the chicks in bikinis at? There's just homeless dudes taking a shit outside my apartment. California dreaming my ass.
Did you know where you were going to move when you got here?
Yeah, so I found an apartment, and I actually lived on Wilcox Avenue in Hollywood.
Okay.
And, God, man, that was a whole... That whole area. So I guess back in the 90s, that was just like the worst place to be.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's kind of nicer now, but and I ended up making friends with this guy that lived, and I actually saw him last night. Me and him went to
that's
dinner.
funny.
He's like one of my oldest friends in LA. But the guy lived across the street from me in this apartment building. We just started hanging out, and he's like became one of my best friends just randomly. And
that's so fucking cool.
yeah, it was like one of the first dudes I met in LA, and then however many years later, I still hang out with the guy.
Yeah, fucking 8 or 9 years later.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So you came out here in mind that you were going to be like a, studio musician or?
Yeah, just to do something because I was tired of failure in bands.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be a hired gun for whoever will take me. Whatever genre of music it'll be.
What did you do? What was the first job? How did you even start getting a job or hired, or did you get a side job? Or
the first gig I had when I moved to LA, and this will surprise a lot of people, is I played for a Latin artist.
Okay.
There was a horn section and a percussion player. And
that's
I was totally out of my element. It was great for like musical growth because it's like, what are you gonna do, man? Like you're in the fucking deep now.
Yeah.
Sink or swim. But that was fun, man, and I got to play. I only played a couple shows with her, but it was great. And then I got kind of through when I was at MI, I got somebody told me about this audition. Like you'd be perfect for this. So I auditioned for this girl. She's like an Australian rock artist. I got the gig, and I dropped out of MI and immediately went on tour with Ted Nugent.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, opening for Ted Nugent.
Shut up, dude.
That guy's fucking wild, man. The Motor City Madman.
Yeah.
I can confirm, yeah.
What was that experience like when you knew that you were going to go on tour with Ted Nugent?
Well, I was like, okay. Step one, it's like I got a gig and it pays, and I get to play rock and roll. That's cool. I like rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I get to watch Ted Nugent every night. I can win.
Holy shit.
You know, it was awesome.
How long were you on tour for?
I think that was like 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But it was, it was just incredible to watch like the real deal dudes do it every night. And you learn a lot from watching Side Stage.
I don't doubt that. And you were out here for how long at that point?
That was a year.
Okay, so
yeah.
And were you working side jobs? Did you save up money? Family was helping?
I kind of saved up some money, and then my mom was, throwing me some shekels because I was like in school.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I got that gig, and it was actually paying pretty good. So I was able to like pay the bills after like a year.
Damn, that's awesome.
And then that, excuse me, basically like after about a year of that gig, they're like, we're going to go in a different direction. Nice to have you. Thanks.
Oh shit. What was that like?
Right.
That must have sucked.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I had a fucking job. Now I don't.
And so what did you have to do?
Well, at that point I was just like, fuck, like scramble mode. Right.
Yeah.
And then not too long after that, I was playing with another band. It was kind of like the bass player in that first band was in another band. They needed a drummer. So I kind of got like into the rock world a little bit.
Jeez.
And that was cool. So we'd play like House of Blues on Sunset, and the band was cool, man. And we did, shows around LA, but it was kind of like, it wasn't going everywhere it should have gone.
Yeah.
And then so here's another funny story. We actually ended up playing in Mexico, and I got food poisoning for this festival we were supposed to play in Ensenada.
Okay.
And I was shitting and puking my fucking guts out all day. So I finally make it to the venue, and they're like, okay, we're going to go on like in an hour. I'm like, can somebody please just give me like some Pepto-Bismol or something? So one of the guys like runs to the store and does this. So we're like, all right, you're on in 30 minutes. We're like backstage. The fucking federales come with like machine guns on the back of the trucks. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. Whoever was running that festival didn't pay off the right people. So I am like dying. Well, I think I'm dying from food poisoning in Mexico. And then the show gets shut down.
That was like a saving grace.
Yeah.
Imagine having to play on stage with food poisoning.
Yeah. Well, I've actually had to play on stage and incapacitated. I almost broke my foot in South America 2019. And I thought I broke my foot, and I still played that night. I was limping. I had crutches.
Okay.
I still went on stage and did that. So that hurt.
Yeah. And then you had to do it again right after?
Well, no, that was actually the last show of tour.
Talk about a little bit of luck. Did you break it, or was it just sprained?
When I got back to the States, actually, they put me on the wheelchair, and I got like the priority access on the plane, which is fucking awesome, by the way. But as soon as I got back to LA, I went to the doctor, and they said it was the worst contusion they'd ever seen without a bone breaking. I was walking to Starbucks at like 2 p.m. in Santiago, Chile. There's a piece of metal sticking out of the ground. And I was like power walking because I was like, I got to get back to the hotel because we got to go to the venue. So I basically just kicked it as hard as I could and just ate shit. And people were like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Oh my God, that was embarrassing because it was on a busy street. So I finished walking to Starbucks because I had the adrenaline going. And I get my coffee and I'm like walking back. I'm like, my foot doesn't feel right.
Oh.
And it was like a mile away too. And then I'm like, oh God, no, like something is not right. And then like I couldn't walk. And I was like walking on the side of my fucking foot for like half a mile. I get back to the hotel and I take my shoe off. My big toe is purple. I'm like, ugh! So I called the tour manager. I'm like, I broke my foot. They're like, shit, like, can you still play? I'm like, no, we're going to play. We'll just take out all the songs with crazy double bass. It's like, okay, we can do it. And then I get to the venue, we do sound check, and I'm like, some guy that worked at the venue is like, hey man, I broke my foot last year. I have a boot at my house. I'll get it for you. So some guy brought a boot to me. How sick is that?
Shut the fuck up.
Talk about things working out.
And so that must have helped out a lot.
Oh yeah. But so we get on stage, and the first song, I forget what it was, but the first song had a part in it, And I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm just going to play it. And I did it. And I was like, I did it. I did it. So we like added the songs back in. We're like, let's do this song.
Oh shit! No
so
way.
I ended up playing the full set, and then immediately after, I was like, oh my God, my foot's so fucked.
Thank God it was the last show, man.
Yeah, and it was my left foot too, which is lucky. Because if it was the right one, that would have been way harder.
Yeah, that would suck, man.
But yeah, last show, then fly back to LA, and then I got like another boot that fit.
And then it fucking
crutches.
Yeah.
And I was like out of commission for like 3 weeks.
Dude, that shit sucks. Yeah,
I still can't bend my big toe all the way down.
Really, at all?
I like a little bit, but like it kind of stops at a certain point.
But they said that it didn't break all the way through.
It didn't break at all, but it was just like, however it hit, like I had like it bruised. Like she's like, it was the craziest thing we've ever seen. Like we've never seen a contusion that bad without a bone breaking.
Do you think that has anything to do with you playing drums? Like your feet are just so strong?
I don't know, man. It was weird. It hurt like shit though.
I don't fucking doubt that. Damn, because your feet, dude, it's just like so sensitive. Like last year, like I sometimes wake up before my wife, and every morning I get up and I come in and work out, and so I remember I was like opening the door because I was like trying to be quiet, but I needed to be quick because I had to grab something out of our room. And I fucking stepped in, but I stepped in like really fast, and I built this wet wooden bed. My friend and I built this wooden bed, and so like there's like this little wooden piece that kind of like sticks out, and I wasn't paying attention, and I just fucking smashed the shit out of my ankle into it. Right, it fucking like for probably 2 months, it was just like so hard to walk, and my dumb ass didn't go get an X-ray or anything like that. But like eventually, about 3-4 months in, it started feeling better. But what really fucked it up was during July 4th, we were playing, I was in Florida playing football. I don't know, or no, Frisbee football, whatever, right? And I was just having so much fun. I was like running back and forth, like not even thinking.
Reckless.
I was exactly.
You were being reckless.
Like a dumbass. And then 3 months later, it fucking just killed me. And then eventually it got better. I probably should have got checked out. But I don't play drums. Like that's on me. That's everything.
You know how hard it was for me to not play drums for like 3 weeks?
Yeah, that's got to be terrible.
I play like almost 2 hours every day still because I got nothing else to do, right? Might as well try to get better.
Yeah.
And fuck, man. Yeah, 3 weeks of being
just not doing it.
It's like out of commission, man.
Just not doing it. Do your neighbors care? Do they hear it?
No, I'm in a studio. It's like an industrial part of North Hollywood.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, there's nobody around.
Wait, you live in a studio?
No.
Oh, you just go to the studio to play.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
I mean, I spend enough time there. I guess you could consider I live there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's bring it back, right? So kind of like some of the last thing you're talking about is with Ted Nugent and then getting dropped from the band, right? Mm. What happened next? What happened after that?
Well, that's when I kind of, I guess, wait, what was that? That was 2013. So 14. Okay, this is where it gets juicy. 2014, my buddy who I known from this tour I did in Nashville had this band, and they were like a hardcore band that was like pretty big. He's like, hey, our drummer just quit, or he got fired, whatever. He's like, can you do this tour? I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now. Yeah, I'll do it. Keep in mind, I hadn't played like really heavy shit in a very, very long time, like 5-6 years at this point. So I'm like, okay. So we get on this tour, and it's like full on like heavy, like a lot of like breakdowns and shit like that. I'm kind of like out of my element because I haven't played this shit in forever. I've been coming off of like rock and roll world, just, you know? So I did it, and I got through the tour, and I ended up going to like Mexico with that band, and, you know, we did a couple tours around. And then that band decided they wanted to do like a change of direction. They're like, we're going to become more of like a punk band. So it was like, you want to be a member of this band? I'm like, yeah, I'm not in a band. I'll be in this band. And that band ended up becoming Runaway Kids.
Okay.
Which I was in for, I guess, 15 to 18, 3 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then Runaway Kids, you know, we had a good run, and they're still a band. They're still going. They're actually recording right now, working on new stuff. But Runaway Kids ended up opening up for like Pennywise, Strung Out, Unwritten Law.
Yep.
And then that's how I met everybody. that I know.
Holy shit.
And then Strung Out asked me to audition in 2018 after Jordan, left the band. So that kind of takes us to here.
Holy shit. All right. We're going to dive deeper. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Like I told you. All right. You go first.
All right.
You need to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Break. Are we good? Are you ready?
Good.
Are we back? Is it recording?
Can we do an action?
Yes. Action. Ladies. Oh, sorry.
All right, sorry.
No, you're supposed to say action.
Oh, action.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No, not this one. All right.
I had a great piss, by the way, guys.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was holding it for like the past half hour.
You seem like a guy who would have a strong stream.
Yes, I do. How'd you know?
Well, I can tell. You got an aura about you.
Well, thank you.
You have strong stream presence. BDE, as they say.
Is that really a thing?
I'd like to think so.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you just made it up right here.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, heard it here just, folks.
You thought you were going to hear about my backstory, but you just get piss and shit jokes.
Hey, I like those. I like piss and shit
They
jokes.
make the world go round.
They
Never
do.
trust a person who can't say fuck.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree with that because if you listen to me, I probably say it 1,000 times. I don't know. It's just, it's part of who I am.
Sometimes you just got to curse. It's good for you.
It is.
Let's get one out. Ready?
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Fuck! Well, was I supposed to do or are you supposed to do
We
it?
did it together.
Teamwork.
And our power is great
Boom.
because of it.
All right, let's bring it back. So you get into the band. That was in 2015, right? What was that experience like? Did you at that time when you were looking inside at yourself, right? Were you happy with where you were at?
Yeah, it was exciting. I was in a new project, but once again, back to the being in my own band.
Yeah.
It's like there's a chance for failure.
Of course.
It's not it's not like a hired gun thing where you're like, oh, the artist, is paying you. You don't have any say in the creative part, but yeah, it's a weird thing to be in, from being like, I never want to be in a band again to now I'm in a band.
To 3 years later.
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I guess 3.
Yeah.
3 years later, back to it.
It's kind of funny how those things happen.
Yeah, right?
It is.
And then, yeah, that was like some of the best times of my life. So like rolling around in the van, just smells like farts. We're like, where are we sleeping tonight? Who knows?
Just going.
Might be in a parking lot of a Walmart.
Holy shit.
But we played an awesome show.
Yeah.
That was awesome too because we got to play, we got to open for some awesome bands. Like our first tour was with Lagwagon.
Dude.
And that was like so awesome because it's like every night was just like fucking incredible.
God.
And like we were lucky, man. We kind of like hit the ground running. And it kind of seemed like it would be this thing where like there was an energy about it and people are like, oh, this is the band to watch out for. But then the Strung Out thing came and I was like, you can't turn down that. And I got to be in a band that's like kind of known for the drums.
Yeah.
So it's, it was an interesting switch.
Yeah, that is, right? Was there something that happened that you said, like, because obviously something had to happen for you to, try out for, that for Strung Out, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just more of like, this seemed like the right move at the right time.
Yeah.
It seemed like if I was going to do it, like that was the next level.
Yeah.
So I kind of just took the opportunity when it presented itself.
Was there someone that said, hey, you want to try out? Like, how does that even happen?
So I guess, how the story goes.
Yes, how the story goes.
Since we're on Back to Your Story,
Yeah.
the podcast about our stories and our backs, apparently. Mine's kind of sweaty right now. The story went...
You're funny.
Rob from Strung Out, Runaway Kids had opened up for Strung Out a couple times now. We did this like 7-week tour with them, and then we did a couple one-offs here and there. So they saw me play, and they're like, I guess they thought I was somewhat capable. But Rob is in this other band called The Implants.
Yeah.
And their drummer couldn't do a show. And he's like, hey, man, can you fill in for this show? And I was like, yeah, man, why not? I'll do it. So I did it, and I had like a week to learn the songs. And they're fucking like fast. And it's like pretty tough. It was like a lot more technical than what I was doing with the Runaway Kids. keep in mind, I kind of grew up doing that, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of not differed. That's not the right word. I changed my playing style a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I'd done the whole Latin thing, and I thought I was like, I was like studying jazz at MI and all this. And like, so I had to like kind of channel this whole like young pissed off kid thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got the gig done, and like we had one rehearsal, and I think there was only 3 of us there. So go on stage and played it, and I like did great. I thought so, And then Rob saw that. That was 2017. And then 2018 was when the Strung Out thing happened.
Yeah. Holy
So,
shit.
Here we are.
That's crazy,
Back
man.
to unemployed.
Yeah. We'll get there for sure. We'll get there, right? What was the moment? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did you find out that you were now the new drummer of Strung Out? Like, because that's fucking crazy. Like, I grew up listening to Strung Out, NoFX, Lessons, Lagwagon, Rising. It's like, these are the bands that I grew up listening to.
Right.
So for you, like, that's...
What's weird? Okay. This is like, I've never... So when I was in Runaway Kids, I had this drum set made. And I made it to the same sizes that Jordan's drum kit was. Holy same exact set. I showed him a photo. I was like, I want this setup. And the guy made it for me. And then like 2-3 years later, I'm using that drum kit in that band. Like, talk about...
Wow.
It's like it's this baby blue kit that I have. And like, if you look... First couple of tours I did was Strung Out. It was the kit I was using. It was like perfect because it's like because Jordan had a big drum kit, and like Strung Out's known for, it's a little bit more complex than just like punk. There's like a lot of metal influence.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of weird how that works out.
No, it is. It's
I was like, I wanted to play because I love big drum kits. Like, I've always been a fan of like over the top. Just like I love like the showmanship. I love like big amps on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I have like such a big kit now. It's like, one, I need the toms because of the recorded songs have a lot of toms in them. But yeah, I don't know. I have 2 kick drums now just because I can.
Yeah. Well, it's just a beautiful thing, right? Just
and
like
people are like, you can't have 2 kick drums in punk rock. And I go, fuck you. Yes, I can. I'm doing it.
You're literally
I'm doing
it, right?
So,
I don't know. Anyone that says you can't do anything, fuck you.
Yeah, it makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people told Elon Musk he couldn't fly rockets, right? He couldn't build a fucking car.
He built a car and put it on a rocket and sent it to space.
Exactly. So just
he posted memes about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Literally. So just shut the fuck up, right? I hate that. What was it like, though, when you were officially now the drummer of Strung Out?
Well, so they gave me 5 songs to learn to audition. I can't remember, but if you're a Strung Out fan, I know Solitaire, Animal in the Machine. God, what else? The other ones? I know those were 2 for sure. So I did it, and I played with them, and it kind of was just like, it clicked.
Yeah.
I could tell. It was like the vibe was good. And I was like, I have a pretty good fucking shot at this. And they asked me to leave my drums there. So I was like, okay, this is good.
Wow.
So I left my kit there. I came back like 2 or 3 days later, and we jammed the same 5 songs again. Then they asked me like, hey, you want to play some more, learn some more? I was like, for sure. So I learned a couple more. And then they told me I had it. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. So immediately, this is when they did, if you guys remember, the acoustic EP that came out. So that was already recorded before I was in the band, but I was in the videos for that because that was about to get released like right as I joined the band. So like a lot of people think that's me on it. It's not. Somebody else did that. So I was in the videos. So it was like 2 weeks later, like I'm in the music video we filmed 2 videos like back to back. So yeah, I'm like in the music video. And so I don't think it had been announced yet. And in the music video for I don't even remember the name of the song. I forget. It's the one where we're like rolling around. It was all the fires were in Ventura.
Yeah, that was in 2018. Yeah.
So all that stuff, and Jason, our singer, lives up there. So everything was burnt out. So we took advantage of that for the music video.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So we shot like all these like us like wandering through the desert, Mad Max style, And we took a couple of still shots because we were all all covered in like dirt and stuff. It was like apocalyptic looking.
Yeah.
So we took a couple of still shots, and I don't know what happened because they hadn't announced Jordan left the band yet. That photo gets posted on their Facebook page, on their Instagram, and it's me and not Jordan. And I hadn't even announced I was in the band yet. I don't know how that happened, but everybody's like, what's going on here?
Holy shit.
Jordan's not in the photo. Like, what's going on? And then, like, everybody's like, I think that's the guy from Runaway Kids. And then it had to, I think the press release came out. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or if that was on purpose.
Or by design, right?
But, it was kind of like, I'm in it now.
Well, no, yeah, there's no turning back. Was it, did you get hate? Were people cool?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what's funny? Actually, I checked my Instagram yesterday, and some guy sent me a message. He's like, I want to apologize, man. Strung Out was my favorite band, and I fucking hated that you replaced Jordan. I'm like, I get it, dude. The guy's a legend.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm never going to be that guy. I'm going to be the best version of me that I can be.
Of course.
So, like, I'm going to do what I do. And if you like it, that's great. If you don't, you're entitled to your opinion. That's great, too,
Yeah.
Everybody has different tastes.
I respect that.
But I try to respect the parts. And, the band gave me a lot of creative freedom to change things too, and they encourage it. They're like, dude, spice this up, make this, change it. Or sometimes they'll be like, keep it the same. That should be,
Yeah, no, I get that.
I try to like respect the parts as much as I can, but yeah, I get hate.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And it's, it's funny too, is like most of the people that are like haters, if they see you in person, they'll kiss your ass.
Of course, dude. That's exactly how it is, right?
Dude, the comments on YouTube's the worst though. Cause I'll post like drum cams.
Okay.
And, there's all these comments of like, this guy's a fucking poser. Look at this fucking lame ass.
Like, why?
Like the only reason I was a fan was because of Jordan. I'm like, all right, well, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you by living.
Like, literally, like, what would they do? Would they rather have the band break up and never do music again? Like,
yeah.
I mean.
And I get it, man. It's like, because, I'm a huge Kiss fan, right?
Yeah.
And like, would I love to see Peter Criss back in the band and Ace Frehley? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. But guess what? Kiss is still playing. Exactly. Would I still go? Yes.
Of course.
Because it's the songs that matter.
Of course.
I love the original lineup. That's awesome.
Of course.
But, it didn't work out for a reason.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to move on. And
you have to. And people just need to understand and put themselves in other people's shoes. It's not your fault. You didn't fucking, have Jordan leave the band. Like, it was.
I didn't sabotage anything. I literally was handed an opportunity, and I'd be crazy not to take it.
Of course, any human being, that had a passion for drums and wanted to make this their life would and played the genre of music. Like,
and it's awesome too, because it's not only like, it's a band that's known for like having the dude on drums.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like Blink-182, like, for example.
Travis.
It's like the songs are cool, but it's like the drums are what makes those songs. Of course. They're like crazy and fun.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the same thing of like, man, this is really like a chance to show people what I can do.
Of course.
But having said that, I go back and listen to the record I did, and I'm like, why did I do that there? I would have never done that. Even though it was recorded like, 2 years ago. Yeah. I'm like, I totally overplayed that one.
But that's life, man. We always look back at
it. It's a snapshot of time.
Yeah, of course.
And that was me trying to prove to the world that, like,
you can play drums.
Yeah, it's like, I can do this, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I listen back, and I'm like, why did I do that, Phil? Yeah. Oh, it's too much.
But do you think but that's only you. I don't think people are listening to going, oh, I don't know, have that same mindset.
You know what's crazy is when that record came out, once again, like, I try to never, like, I'll read comments if they're on my page, but I don't go to like the band's YouTube and read comments, like, because, as for every 100 good comments, there's one negative one, and I'll focus on the negative one.
Of course, yeah.
But like when that came out, I was like, well, let's see what people are saying, because I want to know how it was received, and like how it was received by everybody. And I like, I was surprised. A lot of people were like, this is my favorite Strung Out record. And I'm like, holy shit. Wow. Like, I got to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's
and then everybody's like, their only good record was the one that was recorded on a fucking, a cassette in a garage in 1991.
Yeah, just like, shut up.
They sold out when they got big,
It's like just, people are so weird. They're just like such haters, especially like you said, it's like online too, right?
Yeah.
Because if you take that same person and put them face to face, 99% of those people are just too much of a bitch to fucking say anything.
You know what's funny? The first time I was in Australia with them, this guy came up to Jake, our guitar player. He's like, dude, I'm the biggest Strung Out fan in the world, mate. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, you're the new drummer, right? And Jake's like, dude, I've been the guitar player of this band since 92, you fucking idiot. I'm like, oh. It's just people. People are going to be people, you know? And unfortunately, the internet has given everybody a voice.
Yes.
Dude, I'm all for deleting social media. Dude, if we could do a great reset of social media, I'm so with it, dude.
I would agree with you. I'm okay with deleting social media, not the internet. I love the internet.
Oh, the internet's
great. Amazing. Social media is terrible.
Yeah.
It's fucking like just look what has happened to society in the past 10, 12 years, right? Well, ever since the iPhone came out, right? Like once the iPhone came out, then social media, right? It was obviously come out and then they can use it on their fucking phone.
You can be on the toilet. Yeah. You can fucking rub one out, fucking tweet at Donald Trump, and then fucking order a fucking hoodie from China. All in the same go, dude. It's crazy.
It's so weird, dude. It's so weird. But there's so much good in it, but it's like these social justice warriors and these people that think that they have to fucking put everything down, and like I don't know, like I believe in coming together for a good cause. Right. I believe in standing up for what's right, but I don't believe in saying like sometimes like people will get completely kicked off the internet, right? They'll get kicked off fucking Twitter or Instagram, like even fucking like Donald Trump. Like I don't know. In real life, right? If you fuck up or you do something wrong, does that mean that you should be shut out forever, or should it mean that you should take time, learn what you did, and grow from it, because all human beings can change. Right. And we can all become better people, and we all fuck up and we all make mistakes. Right. So I don't know. It's just like this whole this weird world of the internet where people just think that they all should have, they should all have a voice.
Yeah. And like used to, I guess before the internet, to like have a voice, you had to like be like an intellectual person that people would want to hear from. Yeah. Now fucking, Joe from Topeka, Kansas can tell you how bad you suck at drums.
Exactly.
Well, he's taking a shit,
Yeah. And then you have the news media.
And I read it while I'm taking a shit. Well, and it makes me feel like shit. So Joe,
fuck you.
Get it together, buddy.
Oh, well, you're not going to say that, but I'll say it for you.
You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
No, it's not right though, because like these individuals like that say all this negative and hate-filled stuff, they don't think about the person on the other side, right? Like,
oh no. And it's funny, people have arguments about me on my Instagram page. I'm like, I could see all this, you guys.
Like, it's so weird.
Their last good record was so and so. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it's just like sometimes people have to put themselves in the other person's shoes, right? Yeah. Because if people were coming to your social page, right, and fucking talking all this shit, how would you feel?
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew it would happen eventually, because the more and more you put yourself out there, the more and more you're gonna get stuff back, and it's not all gonna be good.
Yeah.
So just take it with a grain of salt, and like whatever, like every once in a while I'll read a comment, and most of the time I'm just like, oh, whatever, that's funny, This guy's got 2 bass drums in punk rock. I'm like, yeah, I do. Nobody else is doing it. That's why it's cool.
It's badass, man.
Like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
we were talking about it earlier. It's like, why not?
Jake plays flying V's. Jake plays like an Alexi Laiho fucking metal guitar, Jesus. And it's like, that's cool, but like, it's weird that I have 2 kick drums. And what's funny is Jordan had 2 kick drums.
So how is it fucking weird that you have 2 kick drums?
Because I'm the new guy.
Yeah, you're the new guy.
I'm the easiest target, and I get it. It's fine. Say whatever you want. You're entitled to your opinion.
No, you're taking it very kindly, and I'm the one that's saying like
I don't lose sleep over it. We'll put it that way. Because at the end of the day, it's like I get to play and have fun.
Of course, you get to do what you love, right?
I get to do what I love, and I got handed an opportunity that, if it were anyone else of these internet warriors, if they would have taken it too,
Yeah, 100% they would have taken it too. It's so funny to talk about like negative comments. What's it? Nicole Aniston or Mike Metzger, one of them. The person wrote, it goes, the only good thing, like I'll just say it was Nicole Aniston. The only good thing about this podcast was Nicole Aniston. And fuck, what else did he say? is the other guy is just so boring. He should shut the fuck up or something like that. Like and talking about me, right?
Yeah.
And I just like send 2 thumbs up, like laughing, right? And I was actually laughing. It didn't hurt my feelings at all, right? But if you get enough people saying bad things, right, it's gonna hurt your feelings.
It is, but like most people, for whatever reason, they felt like they didn't get enough attention that day. So they try to provoke something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're the one with the podcast.
Yeah.
And they're probably fucking, eating Chef Boyardee in a fucking trailer park somewhere. So,
Hey, if they want a podcast, they can start one too.
They
man.
could.
They
and if they want to play drums with Strung Out, they can fucking fight me for it. I'm just kidding.
No, he's not. So yeah, that being said though, all right, so you get the job, right? Now you're part of Strung Out. Like when you looked inside, like you looked in the mirror, like how did that feel? Like
okay,
literally.
I'll tell you exactly how it felt. Okay, and I love this gig so much. I will fucking bleed for this thing. But every time I have to look, because like they have so many songs, and like there's still some that I don't know, right? Because there's some that will never be played live. But these guys have they're like machines, dude. They're like, well, they could play a song off the first record. Like, I don't get it. But I have a master list of songs that I know and could play, and I'm like up to like 75 now. And like, granted, some of those will never play live. But so it's like I get the gig, and immediately it's like stress because every single song I have to learn, there's like one thing in there that I'm like, oh fuck, how do I do that? It's never just like, oh, like verse, chorus, bridge, outro. No, it's like, God damn it, there's this fucking crazy fill.
Yeah.
How am I gonna do this? Okay, let me slow it down. I have an app that I use. Slow it down. Okay, wait, that's not it. Wait, how the fuck I have to do this? Okay. Oh, it's like this. Okay. Wait, how fast is this? Fuck.
Holy
all right.
Shit.
And then it's like a week later, I'll be like, okay, I got it. So it's like, it's constant, like, it's a lot of work.
Shit.
Because it's so all over the place. And like the drums were such a big part. And Jordan and Rob, too, the guitar player, writes a lot of the drum parts, too.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, dude, it's just like, it's so challenging, but it's so rewarding at the same time.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of songs that are like so fucking hard to play. Like Too Close to See.
Yeah.
Play at every show. Hardest fucking song to play. I don't know why. It's just like, it feels like you're going a million miles an hour. And like, and I'll watch, I video shit and like, I'll watch it and be like, okay, yeah, I played it good. But like when I'm playing it, it feels like it's like, don't fuck up. Here comes the crazy part. Just a million miles an hour the whole time. And it's stressful. I'm not going to lie. But like once you're in it on tour,
After a couple shows, things finally.
The first week of tour is just like.
And for them, it's like nothing because they've been playing for years.
Yeah, they've been doing it, but still, it's like, I feel like the first show back after this is going to be like real rough.
I don't doubt that.
It's interesting. And like I said, we got together for the first time in 2 or 3 months. 3 days ago.
Was it weird?
We actually played really well considering. We make like fake set lists.
Okay.
We'll play these 5 songs in a row. And like, it was like, oh wow, like that was pretty good. Like we've definitely played it worse than that. So things are feeling all right.
Who picks the songs that you guys are going to play that night?
Jake is really good at like, usually like the albums, Jake is the one who like sequences the albums. He's very good at like the ebbs and flows of that.
Do things like when you guys do a tour though, like is it like one set list the entire time?
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
Just to like make sure everything's
just like cohesive, man.
Because if it keeps changing, you kind of get out of the groove.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
But like the set list will change. Like sometimes we'll be like, oh, that song's not working. We'll take it out. So we did that in Australia. We had a song off the new record Ulysses, and like we were supporting Pennywise, and it was necessarily our crowd,
Okay.
So we're like, this one's a little bit too out there. Like for our fans, it would work.
But yeah, that makes sense, right?
Like it was kind of like you could feel it dragging the energy. You can feel it go down
because you want it constantly up, obviously.
Yeah, it's
right?
just like fucking
So
on 10 the whole time. So that one was kind of you assess, and after 2 shows, we're like, I don't think that one's working.
Yeah, that's all right though.
Should take it out. It's like a DJ. You got to read the room.
Of course, you have to read the room. Anything, man. You always have to be able to read the room, and being able to read the room is been a great skill that, I don't know, as human beings, I think you should master, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fucking so important.
Gotta read the room.
So do you remember the, like, do you remember like your mom, like when she found out that you were playing, when you were doing it, like what was her thoughts about it?
Well, it was funny is like she came to a show in Atlanta because, you know, she lived in Nashville, and she came down to a show in Atlanta and she met, I think, a couple of the guys. Yeah, and I told her, and she's like, I don't know who they are, but they sound awesome. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
No, she's stoked. And last time we played in Atlanta, her and my sister came down.
So if I was just talking to them, what do you think they would say about you and all your success?
Fucking
and everything?
loser for using 2 kick drums and punk rock. That's what they'd fucking say, dude.
That one really bothers you.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
I don't know. You know, my mom's proud of me, and you know, and I think she's happy that I get to do what I love to do, that I've wanted. You know, because it's like so many people have a dream and don't get to do it or get close and give up. But it's like, don't give up. Like, just when you think you're never gonna get it is like when it'll happen.
Yeah.
So just perseverance. You know, keep going,
dude. 100%, man. This Sunday will be a year since I started the podcast.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, and I have on the lead singer of Sepultura, Derek Green.
Nice.
Tomorrow.
Love that band.
And when I first started the podcast, it was just friends, right? People in the hair world, you know, just different people. And I just continued to push, and I didn't stop, right? And I'm not where I know we're continuing growing. The point is like, if you have a dream, continue to push. Mine happened. Things are happening quick for this, right? But for my hair industry, right, for work I do outside of it, it's been 10 years of fucking nonstop hard work,
right? Every
single day, sweat and tears. Running a professional hairstyling tool company is what I do out of this. And so it doesn't matter if it takes a year, 10 years, wherever the hell you're at along the journey, right? You have to continue to push. Do not fucking give up. One of the greatest quotes, and I say this all the time, my buddy told me, he said, just fucking do it, right?
Yeah. And it's just, Nike, just do it.
Yeah, and I just throw the fucking in it, you know?
Just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it, you know? And so it's like, doesn't matter how, I don't know. If you want it bad enough and you're willing to fucking give it all, things will happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It will.
Maybe a year, 10 years, it'll happen.
And you can't have a timeline.
No.
Because it's like the universe, it's not going to give it to you until you're ready.
Exactly.
And you got to be tried and tested. You know what I mean?
So many times. So many times.
You got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not ready for it, what's the point of having it?
Yeah.
Because it'll fall through your fingers.
You just take it for granted.
Yeah.
Right. That's why, like, you know, a lot of kids that their parents have money, right? And most of those kids, I mean, just look at, you know, statistically speaking, their lives, when you don't have to work for something and you're given everything, your mentality, the person that you are, it's not the same for an individual that fucking gave it their all to get in that same position, right? So it's so important to be tried and tested so many times throughout your life. When you played your first show, right, with them, what was that like?
That was Boise, Idaho at the Knitting Factory, opening for Pennywise.
Yep. I figured you'd remember it.
Yeah, I remember it very well. And for some reason, it was like, dude, I played, and as a musician, it's like very, 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 very rarely do you have the perfect show. But I had that. It was just like everything just came together. All the hard work paid off. It's all been downhill ever since then.
Because that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. No, but it's like, it was just like an incredible thing. God. It was like out of body experience.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow.
Dude, that's so freaking cool, man. That's like all the stars aligned that night. You had to be so proud, man, of yourself, dude.
I was stoked. And the band was obvious. That was like their first show with a different drummer in 20-something years.
Dude, so if it would have gone shitty, it would have
been bad news.
It would have been bad. Dude, that's so cool.
But yeah, it was a great show, and I was so stoked. And yeah, it was weird. Like, just all came together. And the band was so stoked. I was so stoked, and it just felt like, I don't know, like it was like this tight, cohesive unit. Everybody was playing together. It was perfect, man.
What did you guys do after that? Did you guys go and
Were you guys on tour at that point?
Yeah, we were on tour. So we did like a Canadian US thing. And yeah, man, it was awesome.
So this is 2018 or 2019 at this point?
This is 2018, beginning of 2018. I think it was like spring, but there's still snow on the ground.
That would,
Canada.
Wait, yeah, well, that makes sense. Spring,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, we started in Boise, and then we did, I think, like Seattle and Vancouver, all that. Came back around, yeah.
now, after that, right, 2019, what went down for you guys?
Well, 2019, so actually I had to sit out one Strung Out tour because I was still in Runaway Kids.
Shit.
And we got this thing, and I was so torn because, you know, Strung Out's like, I got this opportunity, but I still had unfinished business with Runaway Kids. So Strung Out got to fill in.
Shit.
Yeah. And I did this tour with Runaway Kids. And then after that, I was like, I officially left Runaway Kids.
Okay.
So we did a couple, 2018. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a bunch of, I think we did like 2 tours and some festivals. I did that other tour. I came back and then immediately went to Japan with Strung Out.
Nice.
Like a week after I got off tour with Runaway Kids. Went to Japan, first time ever. Then we got home, and then we're like, fuck, we have to write songs for a record. So as soon as we get home from Japan, we just locked ourselves in a room and wrote Songs of Armor and Devotion, my first thing. And then we recorded it. I think we wrote and recorded that whole thing in like 2 months.
How do you guys write? Like, what's your writing process? You guys like are all in a room together, or?
Yeah, so basically, like the guys will kind of come in with like, here's like a riff, and this could be the verse, and here's a chorus. Like every once in a while, they'll have like a full song, and you know, we just kind of add stuff. But every once in a while, like we'll just like make something up on the spot, and
Just start jamming and then start.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this sounds cool. We'll do this. Let's add this, and then.
Do you guys write the instrumental first and then the lyrics?
We do the instrumental and then the vocals come in. Generally, it's just us 4, and we'll kind of write like, you know, ballpark of a song, and it's rough and it could change a lot. And then Jason will come in and, you know, add melodies and be like, I don't think I could sing over that because it's too, you know. So we shift things around.
That's so fucking cool, though.
Yeah, and then it kind of,
like
know, morphs into what you hear.
It's just like little pieces. So then you guys were all, was it, so the 4 of you guys were writing, then he comes in and.
Yeah, but I guess because of the time crunch, he was there a lot of it too. And then the producer came in, and we kind of like, you know, from the producer standpoint, I remember we had this one song, and we were like, we want to do this for a chorus. We've never done this for a chorus. And it was like some weird like thing, and I was like doing some obnoxious drum thing, and he's like, are you kidding? Are you fucking serious? You can't have that as a chorus. And then in hindsight, it's like, yeah, there's no way you can put a melody over that. It's just like, it's just obnoxious, you know?
It just stupid sounds.
So that's what a producer does, you know? He's like, you know, you should chill out here. This is the moment you should do this. You need a better melody. It's kind of like a unofficial member of the band that kind of helps.
You guys work with the same producer? Like, have they worked with the same one?
So we worked with Cameron Webb on this last record, and Cameron's awesome. They did another record with Cameron, but they've used it a lot.
Because it can kind of change things, right?
Oh,
like,
absolutely. It changes the sound of the record because everybody's got different recording techniques. So it's just kind of, I think Strung Out's just kind of like very experimental band. So like, let's try something new.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
See what happens.
With this album, what was like? Do you guys have like an idea? Like, and for you, that's got to be kind of weird because this is like the first one. So, like, do you not want to say too much? Do you want to hold back? You want don't want them to think you're stupid?
No, I mean, I just kind of showed up and did my thing, and they were cool with it. I remember I tracked so that record. Like, I go back and listen to it, and the drums are like fucking gnarly. I tracked that whole record in 2 days.
Jeez.
So it was like 13 songs in 2 days. And like, yeah, it was just like lightning fast because we had most of the stuff worked out. Like when I go in the studio, I generally have like 90% figured out what I want to do, and then I leave that 10% to like improv. You know, it's like, and I'll personally like, I forget what song it was. It was like, I don't know what I'm going to do here, and I just play through it when we were like practicing it.
Yeah.
But when it came to record, I just tried different shit every time. And then like we picked the best one, and that became kind of like.
That's
The song Rebels and Saints. Like there's like 2 drum solo sections in the first song in the album. And like I just kind of improv that whole thing. We kind of put it together. I'm like, oh, this is the best take. And it became like, and then we end up playing that song now. And it's so fucking hard to play. There's another thing. It's like, you know, I wrote all that, or I guess I improv'd it, and then I had to like learn it. And I didn't realize how hard it was going to be.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's very, very, very complicated. But you know what? It's fun. It's a nice challenge.
How do you remember all this stuff? Like, how does that work? Because, like, I remember when we first started talking, right? You're like with the country band, like, how to learn 60 songs in a week. Like, how the fuck can you? I can't even remember what the fuck I ate for breakfast yesterday. Like, let alone 60 songs.
You just got to do it, man. It's kind of like a formula to a certain point. You're like, most songs kind of follow the same formula. But I don't know. Like, that's something I've always been good at is just memorization.
Even outside of drums, like
I have a really good memory.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
you have to, right? I think like some of these people, they just
dude, I have like an incredible memory. I'll remember something somebody said to me 10 years ago, but like I'll lose my keys. You know, like, I can't find it. It's like weird. It's kind of like some Rain Man shit.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't know. That's very challenging to me. But I think that it's probably just something like deep inside you, right? Because it's like you said, there's a formula. I don't know what that formula means. I don't even really know what the fuck you're talking about, but I appreciate it.
I don't either. I just kind of do it, you know?
Have you even, because I know you went to school for a little bit, but pretty much all your drumming's been on your own? Like you didn't have a teacher? Or?
No, I've taken lessons a little bit, not too much. I've taken lessons with Chester Thompson, who played drums for Genesis and Phil Collins.
Jesus.
Frank Zappa. And took lessons with Jason Sutter, who played for like Chris Cornell, plays for Cher.
Yeah.
Marylin Manson. And then the guys at MI, just kind of like random drum instructors.
That's awesome though.
So I've kind of like been, you know, and they're all different. They all play completely different from each other. So
yeah.
What was great is they all encouraged me to like, you know, do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like find my own style and go from that.
Well, yeah, I think it's really important whenever you're teaching anyone, you know, something like this. It still has to be creative. It's an art. Like you have to be able to follow what's inside of you.
I have to express myself because I'm an artiste.
You have to express yourself, good sir. So you write the album, right? You write the album, 2 months, put it out. I was just going to say put it on wax, but...
we did. We got vinyl.
Yeah.
I'll send you one.
I would like that.
You like beer?
I do.
Well, we have our own beer.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Where can people get it?
Lucky Luke Brewery in Lancaster.
Lucky Luke Brewery.
Yeah.
In Lancaster. What
Lancaster.
the fuck is it? What is it called?
Well, I think we have 3 beers now.
Okay.
So we had 2 from the album. No, sorry, we have 1. There's like the Strung Out, that Astrolux Golden Ale.
I like that.
It's like it's a Kolsch beer.
Okay.
It's like 7% too. It'll get you fucked.
Get you nice and fucked up.
I don't partake.
Yep.
But I encourage you
Respect.
to.
Yes.
And then we have 2 after the album. One's like a fucking pale ale, and another one's like a Hefeweizen.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Whose idea was this?
I think it was Jake's.
Very nice.
But yeah, we had like a launch party at the brewery and everything.
Damn,
Played like an acoustic set, you know?
Seriously? That's awesome, man. I think it's cool to be able to diversify into whatever you're doing. So coming out with some beer, have some pump, people
cool.
enjoy it. When that happened though, when it launched, right? What was going on? Like you put out a record with Strung Out.
Yeah. I put out the record.
You're not the little kid that moved to fucking, you know.
No, I still am.
I know you are.
Terrified.
I know, sure.
Terrified little boy. No, yeah, we put out the record, and was that 2019? So we recorded it in January. No, we recorded it in December of 2018. No, January of 2019, sorry. And then we did, God, I'm drawing a blank.
I thought you have a good memory,
yeah,
huh?
Right. We did, yeah, I think we did, wow, I'm drawing a blank. We did touring somewhere.
You did? You went somewhere?
Yeah, and then we did South America, which is where I fucked up my foot.
Yep.
And then we went to... So, no, we did South America. We did a bunch of festival days. I remember we did a bunch of fly dates all over the U.S. We did, like, Montreal, Denver. We did Sabroso, which was a big, like, taco beer fest thing. So I was out here at Dana Point, Salt Lake City, Denver. Then we did Pooza Fest in Montreal. And then we started the, like, album cycle because the album didn't come out till summer.
Dude.
So then we did the album cycle. And we did, like, 44 shows across U.S. and Canada. And the last show we played in the U.S. was the end of that, which was at the El Rey in L.A.
Holy shit.
Like in November of 2019. Had December off for Christmas. Had January off. And then February did Australia with Pennywise. And then the world fucking ended.
Yep.
And here we are.
Oh, yeah, we are here.
I wish I had more to my story.
Holy shit. Okay, no, but hold on. We're almost here. We're almost here.
We've almost come full circle.
We're almost here. What was that like, though? Like, fucking you went on tour with these guys. Like, all of you guys flying to different places. Like,
it was awesome, man. It was just like, holy shit, I'm doing it.
Like, that's...
It's like, the cool thing about Strung Out is, like, you know, everywhere we play, people show up. It's weird.
Yes, it is very strange.
It's bizarre. Because, like, you know, you're going from, like, your original band where, like, you're lucky if 10 people show up to, like, we're in Japan, and we sold out this venue 2 nights in a row. That's weird.
It is.
It's a bizarre feeling. It's awesome, though.
It's so cool. People singing along, just having the fucking time of their life.
The crowds in Japan are crazy, though.
What is that? Yeah. What?
So they're, like, they're crazy during the song. Like, insane, like crowd surfing, circle pits, all the 9 yards. And then as soon as you stop, it's dead silent, like this.
Wait, what?
In a room like full of like 400 people or whatever.
Wait a minute, they're going.
It's like a respect thing, because no matter like what the singer says, if they can understand him or not, everybody's just quiet and they listen. And then you start the song and it's fucking chaos.
Wow,
it's weird.
I like that.
Yeah, it's weird, but
I like that. Damn, did you even know that was going to happen?
No, totally surprised me.
Damn, and you were there for 2 nights, you guys?
Well, that was Tokyo. Yeah, I think we were there for like a week.
Just different places in Japan?
Yeah, Osaka, Kobe.
Like, who would have thought, man? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Like, and this is just really the beginning part, because you're young, bro. You're 31. You got a lot of life to live.
Young and sprightly.
Yes. Yeah.
Full of pepper.
Yes. You got a lot of good things going for you. Well, you did, I guess.
Yeah, I did. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go through that entire tour, having the time of your life. Never thought anything like this would happen. We'll make it all the way to Australia. We're in Perth, right?
Perth. And it was funny, Perth. It's kind of fitting, too, because, like, Perth is on the other side of Australia. So you have to do a 5-hour flight back to, like, Sydney or Melbourne. And then, like, the 14-hour flight. So, like, that travel day is fucking gnarly. Insane. And get back home. And, like, 2 weeks later, you know, pandemic.
So did you guys even know anything? Like, you're just kind of hearing a little bit here and there? Or?
Yeah, I guess, you know, you'd heard stuff. You know, what's funny, too, is, like, when we landed, I think it was from Perth back to Melbourne, our entire terminal was all flights from China. But you don't think about stuff like that. You know what I mean? And when I got home from Australia, I was super sick. I had like night sweats and a fever. So I may have had it and not known, because this was in February before it was like all over the news.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so crazy, because I know a lot of people that say that around that time that they had it.
Yeah, I guess it was like over here in like September of 2019.
Yeah, which is crazy. But you, just no one would have thought, like, and just like everything stops, and like, what goes through your brain? Like, what the fuck happened at first?
Well, because they said it was going to be 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, we'll give it 2 weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
Nope.
Another month goes by. Like, what are you doing?
Well, basically, you know, it's just like you got to figure out shit to do to, you know, like you can survive for a while. So I was just practicing a lot. It's like and the band didn't want to get together. So, you know, I just practiced a lot on my own.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people think that we were talking about this earlier. Is like, you know, if you are if you are, Taylor Swift, right, making millions and millions of dollars every single year, that's one thing, right? But if you're the backup band or the supporting band, right, or a lower level band, right, I know that bands make their money from touring, right, doing shows.
You don't sell records anymore.
No,
there's no money in records. I mean, there is a little bit, but not much.
Yeah,
not enough to like sustain you for a year.
no. So like, how does what are you guys doing?
Well, it's like you figure out a way to make it work. Pick up odd jobs. It's kind of unemployment,
Yeah, that's like crazy, right? Because like it's like, who would have thought, right? You know?
It's like I was just getting going, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what?
It's not over.
It's
not
like, over.
No,
it's not over. But who knows, like when it'll come back? Because we actually just got all the emails. It's like if they do shows at like venues like theaters or whatever, they have to do 25% capacity, and then if you only have 25% of your audience there, that's ticket sales. Then that's not worth your guarantee. So most venues are going to do like door splits. So you're only going to get door split of 25%.
Yeah, it's like,
and you have to like route the tour from like COVID hotspots. So you might have like a fucking 20-hour drive. So it's really not feasible to tour right now.
no, it's not.
So I guess wait till next year.
Yeah, I mean, in the scheme of things, it's not a long time, but it's like a long
2 years off. There's, I guess, I was hearing a lot. It's like, there's a lot of bands that won't make it through this.
What does that mean, right? What are they?
Like when touring comes back, it's like people would have found other ways to like maybe a better job, get more comfortable.
Yeah, think about the band that was just
think about people who had kids. Like, what about all these people that have kids during this time? And it's like, and then they're not allowed to go on tour. So who knows? I don't want to project too much in the future, but
no, I know. Yeah, I think about like the bands that were just starting out, just trying to like make a name for themselves, started build some steam, and then all of a sudden,
the new bands,
that
were like picking up in like 2018, 2019,
that don't have a strong following on social media, right?
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like a
really and the live streaming thing, that's so lame. Dude.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
You can go on YouTube and watch that for free.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like the only way that I like that is when you have like the Oculus on, like the VR headset.
Yeah, I've never done one.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Oh fuck yeah, it's a really cool experience. It's a really really cool experience. Like even like just like watching movies, like you can meet up with like your friends, like and you can pick a place like on the moon or at a fucking beach, right? And you can throw up 1,000-foot fucking TV screen. You can
just do acid, do that shit for free, man.
Exactly.
You don't need Oculus.
No, throw up 1,000, and it literally looks like it's 1,000 feet, like, and you're just chilling, like, or like games and things like that. But yeah, it's a cool experience. You're like watching bands, like you get this like just like this different view.
That's cool,
right? And so it's not the same experience, right? And like live streaming, that's just like reminds me of like Zooming comedy, right? Or like me, like when COVID first hit, right? I started doing podcasts through like Zoom and shit like that, right? Like I had some good people on, but the experience was just so different. So after a few minutes, like fuck that,
It's like the connection in a room with people. It's something that technology can never replace.
No, or at least not right now, right? Like maybe in the future, but
once we get that fucking Elon Musk fucking chip in our
head. Well, exactly, right? Once you get the Neuralink fucking put in, then who knows? But until that time happens, no, there is this big split. What do you see next? Like, what's next for you?
Well, that's a great question. What's next? I would probably have a for sure answer if the world were working properly, but I don't know, man. I'm just going with it.
Yeah, just going with the flow.
Hopefully another record was Strung Out, and try to, I've been really into cryptocurrency.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, I'm like, and I have a friend who's like, Richie, if you're watching this, I'm giving you a shout out. He is a fucking genius when it comes to cryptocurrency, and he's the one who got me into it, and this guy's like been in forever. So
yeah,
trying to find ways to make money without having to do anything.
Of course.
Yeah. So what do you? I've been before I started the podcast, right? I had a crypto channel. This was
really?
Yeah. I've been in it for
Let's talk crypto.
Yeah. So I've been in it for 4.5 years, right? And it's so fucking crazy, right? So when I first started, right, 2016, right, people thought I was, my friends, family, people thought I was crazy, right?
They just think you're a fucking Looney Tune.
Exactly, like Bitcoin, stupid, bullshit, Ethereum, what the fuck is that? And I'm trying to explain to them, like I'm trying to explain blockchain technology, smart contracts, right? And they weren't getting it, and I was like, at the very minimum, if you think I'm fucking crazy, but you trust me, I was like, just do a little, $10 a week, like whatever, right? Just listen. No one fucking listened, right? Everyone thought I was crazy, right? Then it goes up to fucking 20 grand, 17 grand, 20 grand, whatever, right?
2018.
Yeah, 2017, around that time, right? It crashes, right? And everyone, once again, like, yeah, see, I told you it's never going to amount to anything, blah, blah, blah.
And now Ethereum just hit all-time
Boom,
high, like, 2 days ago?
Yep.
1,600?
Dude, I remember when I was fucking getting it at $22 a piece, dude.
Oh, see, I got in a little later.
But still, it doesn't matter because, like, even now, this isn't the all-time high. Like this is the all-time high now, right?
Right. It's going to go up.
It's going to go up. Regardless if it goes down, goes up. I tell everyone, dollar cost average. Like, regardless if it's up or down, it doesn't matter if it's been up or down. Every single month, I have put in anywhere from as little as $250 all the way up to $5,000. Every single month without thinking, into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and minus my other things, right? But now we have things like the DeFi space, right?
DeFi is very interesting.
Right? So where you can have these massive like returns, right? On a daily basis, and that money just compounds and compounds and compounds. And so, like even some of my Bitcoin, right? I put it into BlockFi and I get fucking 6% interest, right? On my fucking Bitcoin, where it's like you don't get 6% on your fucking dollar in a savings account, right? But you can do things like Uniswap, right? Where you're getting, 30, 40, 50, 60%, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, your money's definitely working for you. It doesn't matter. Like if Bitcoin is at $40,000 today, there was just a study out that Bitcoin, right, passed gold as far as investment vehicle, right? In the United States, right? That's just in the US. Wait till it's around the entire world. Then you have a Bitcoin worth fucking, I think it was like, if it overtakes gold, it's $380,000, $400,000, right? And I think it's going to go far past that.
Yeah, I read an article that said if you own, I forget what the exact thing was, and you may have read this, is like if you own at least one Bitcoin and like 5 Ethereum, you'll be in the richest 10% in the world.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
110%. I see.
And like I was lucky too. It's like I kind of missed the boat on Bitcoin, but I got in on Ethereum.
Perfect.
So I got a lot of like. I don't have any crypto actually, so don't listen to what I
say. Dude, it's an amazing space. I love it, dude. Now I see because I've been a huge supporter of Binance.
Yeah.
And so I was buying up BNB tokens fucking for a while, and now to see it fucking is like $73, dude. I remember when it was 70 cents.
What do you think about XRP? The biggest pump and dump in crypto
100%, dude. Yeah, like
I had a shitload of it, and I just was like, as soon as I read that thing, I just fucking sold it all.
Good.
Traded it for Ethereum.
Good. Yeah, no, I like if the U.S. really says that it's a security, right, and they get fucked, they're gonna get fucked, right? And so they just pump the shit out of it, Wall Street bets and all that shit with the GameStop stuff going on. But yeah, I kick myself in the foot on Ripple or XRP because I remember when it was like a 1/10 of a cent, right? Like when it was so fucking cheap, right? And I was like super anti, because they stand for everything that is they're centralized, right? Whereas like Bitcoin and Ethereum is like decentralized. And my whole thing was like, fuck the Federal Reserves, fuck everything that's going on, like be your own bank, right? And so I said fuck that, but if I wanted to make some money, I should have fucking put a couple grand on. I just held it because I knew it would get fucking to where it is today. I just didn't believe in it. Yeah. That's fine.
I like shit coins. They're fun.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so
I don't know. I have like random, I'll just be bored and I'll be like, oh, let's put a fucking $100 in, and then do like chain link. Dude, that was a good one.
My wife is gonna kick me in the ass for you saying that, because she was saying, she's like, you should buy some chain link, because she was
That
on
one's
set.
up like 18.
Yeah.
I think it's like $18 now.
No, 25.
25.
25.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a couple of days.
Yeah, dude, it's up.
That
Yeah.
one's been like the highest. My buddy told me, was it Ava?
Yeah. It's like
That
$400 now.
Dude, that one's fucking. It's like the highest.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's so much. Yeah, there's so much behind it. Yeah, the like, especially like coins in the DeFi space, like Alpha Finance, Binance. Before they kicked me out, because you got to use Binance US, right? And so you could use Binance, and you could set it up like where your Binance tokens would go through their earn thing, where it's like DeFi and you get interest rates. So instead, or interest, like you get interest for holding it, and instead of them actually giving you money, they give you like airdrops, but they call it Launchpad. And so they gave me, it was like, I don't know, 1,500 Alpha Finance tokens, right? And I took it out of there. Shit's fucking worth $3 a piece right now. It's just shit they gave me, right? And so it's like, what, $4,500, right? And the only reason that I am scared of shit coins, right, for me is I believe some shit coins will make it. I believe most will fail, right? And that's why they call it shit coins. But in 2017, I had a portfolio, that went up over past $1 million. And then 2 months later, it dropped down to $22,000. Right.
Ouch.
And that's because I was fucking all in on shit coins. The only reason that I had any money left was because of my Bitcoin and Ethereum. And those dropped fucking 90%, 80%, whatever the fuck it was. Right. So for me, it's like I get too scared. Right. So I just kind of go all in on like the tokens that I do have.
Right. The ones that will perform.
Yeah.
Timeless classics.
Of course. But dude, if you don't see, the thing is, I'm greedy. I'm a greedy fuck. Like, I haven't even sold that Alpha Finance because I'm like, that shit's going to go to $10. It's going to go to fucking $10. And it probably will, because it's, they have like, I think almost $1 billion locked up, through their DeFi vehicle, but maybe it crashes to nothing. Right. But that's what I did. Right. And so, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, it's something interesting. It's the future.
100%.
It's the future. And actually, I paid for a tattoo with Ethereum. My tattoo artist.
Yes, dude.
I did that, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, this is the future."
Of course, it's great.
And it was crazy. It's like it was a dip too. So it's like whatever I paid him is worth double.
So much more now.
So,
yeah.
And that was his first like foray into crypto too.
Yeah.
He didn't have any, and I was like, "Here, I'll do will you take Ethereum for the tattoo?" So we did my whole side like.
Fuck yeah, man. That's so cool. I remember I was teaching a Bitcoin class, right? And anyone that came to it, that participated, I'd give them $50 in Bitcoin if they came, right? And this was when Bitcoin was at, I don't know, $2,000 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like 10 people came. And I was just thinking the other day, I was like, dude, if they held that $50 would probably be over $500 today. Right. The thing is, like, no one was listening back then. Yeah. Only select people were listening.
People still don't listen.
No, that's the thing. And it's going to go right past them.
Imagine owning fucking like Google stock or Facebook stock at like the ground floor.
Yeah.
Or Amazon.
Literally.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We're at this point now, because like, I don't see it crashing like it did before. Like, there's always these big run-ups and then pullbacks, and maybe it'll go back to 20 grand, right? And that's fuck, man. If it does, then I'm gonna buy a lot. Buy the dip.
The beginning of the pandemic, dude. Fuck, man. If I would have known, it would have gone up.
Dude, I took such a hit. I did such a stupid move. I'll tell you. Sorry. I did such a stupid move. I'll just put it out there. Fuck it. I don't care. So my wife was getting into the union, makeup union, right? And I don't ever want to like touch my savings, right? So I was like, oh, I'll use Nexo.io, get a loan on some fucking Bitcoin or whatever, and then just pay it back. It'll cost me like, I don't know, I did $100, whatever. I was like, but at least I'm not touching my cash, and this will probably go up, and I'll be fine, right? Thing is your account always has to stay above 60%. So let's say you gave them $10 worth of Bitcoin, right? They'll give you $5 in a loan. They'll charge you $5.50, so like 10% or whatever. And your account always has to stay above $60, right? Because if it goes below it, we're going to automatically liquidate your account. I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, not a problem. I'm watching it. So I gave them, what did I give them? Like a Bitcoin and 50 Ether to hold for me, right? And so I took some money and I was paying it back, right? And I was on track to get it back, right? And all of a sudden, remember that day when Bitcoin was at, I don't know, 10,000, dropped all the way to 3?
Yeah.
Like a day? Completely liquidated my account.
Fuck.
You know how much money that is now?
That's a shitload.
That's a lot.
I'm so glad I just held. I was like, I'm just fuck it. As much as it sucks, I'm just gonna
Well,
hold it all.
Yes, dude, and that's
I held,
that.
and then I bought some more, like
Yes.
a little later.
But that's fine, man. Just continue to buy. So it's like they didn't take anywhere near all of my shit, right? But for $10,000 or whatever the fuck it was, right? They got $150,000 with my shit today. There's nothing I can do about it. I wrote them so I was like, dude, I will give you all of the cash right now. And it's like really shitty on their part, right? Because they should have done something special for those people. Especially if I was willing to pay it right back. I didn't fucking know. I never thought that would fucking happen. I was just kind of leveraging some of my fucking money, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Don't fucking do that shit. Like
that just proves too is like anything can happen.
Yeah.
You never know what like tomorrow is gonna be.
So lock your shit up in a cold storage or fucking through BlockFi or something like that, and just be smart about it. What as we kind of start to wrap this up, what got you into it?
My buddy.
Okay.
He was just like, dude, you should check this shit out. It's really interesting. And I was like, cool, here's like $3,000. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. That's
like,
so,
I'm one of those guys. You know what I mean?
love that.
I'm like, is that cool? Fuck, it's cool. Let's do it. Like whatever it is.
That's so dope, dude. It's so funny that you said that because my best friend Ron, right? 3 years ago or whatever, 4 years ago, he did like a side job for me, and so I gave him $500 worth of Ether, which was like 5 Ether then, and I think it was 3 years ago, right? It was like $100 or whatever. And so I gave him 5 Ether, and then he was like, all right, I'll give you $2,000. I'll put in $2,000 into the account, right? Into a Coinbase account. Just get me like some Bitcoin. So I set it up for him, right? And so with that $2,000, he got like a third of a Bitcoin, right? And 5 Ethereum. And he totally forgot about it, dude. Didn't even I kept on bringing it up to him like, hey, dude, you should check your Coinbase account. Every time he tried to get in, he forgot his 2-factor authentication code, right? And so he had to like reset it. And so he went through the whole process of resetting it, not even thinking about it. And we didn't even remember how much his account was, right? He looks in it the other day, like literally 2-3 days ago, it was like over $20,000, right? And he was just like, he's just so fucking happy, man.
Yeah.
Like, just so like
it's having a bank account that replenishes itself.
Exactly, right?
So sick.
Yeah. And that's why it's like I'm a huge believer in like a cold storage, like holding your shit, but also like if you do have some Bitcoin or you do have some Ethereum and you want to and you don't want to go through the DeFi route and like figure out how to swap and all of those things, right? Fucking set up a BlockFi account. Set up 2-factor authentication on it. Set up a whitelisting where your money can't get pulled out for 7 days. So literally, like, unless someone hacked all of your shit, got past the 2FA, then fucking went fucking like through all of the notifications that they sent you and like even more to get all your money out, like you're pretty fucking solid like with your money in BlockFi.
Right.
And you will get 6%, like I think 6% on your Bitcoin, 5.5% on your Ethereum. And so like every single month, and then also like 8.6% on USDC. So if you have fucking cash, turn that shit into USDC, hold it in there, and you're making 8%, almost 9% on your fucking money. So every single month, what's great is that they'll pay you out in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USDC. I have them pay me out in fucking USDC because I get 8.6%
and you
on
use that to buy Strung Out records.
Yes!
Yes!
That is what I'm talking about. Okay. That's exactly it. So,
dude, crypto's the future, and I'm so stoked we talked about this.
yeah,
I'm still like, I'm not. I wish I knew more.
That's
I know,
all right.
I know like a good amount,
yeah.
but like you obviously know way more than I do.
No, but it's just because I mean, I took like Harvard Business School, like online classes.
I'm sitting
and,
with the Ivy League right now.
No,
shit.
No. It's just like courses you can take through like them. Because I was like thinking about getting into the space, like working, but I'm really happy where I'm at now. But all right, so let's bring it back to your story as we wrap this shit up. All right, that's fucking cool. You're into crypto, though. I love that. Mad respect. Give me more love. Right there.
You kind of got to be at this point.
Yeah. Listen, motherfuckers.
If you don't know about it, now you know.
Yes.
Sounds like fucking a different language.
It does, but it's
It's awesome and it's free money.
Yeah.
It's not free,
but your money will make money.
Yeah.
Long term, right? It's not about the short term dips. All right, so where can people find your shit, man?
I'm on Instagram at RJ Shankle.
Whoop.
Strung Out. I don't have any other social media.
That's all right.
Fuck Twitter.
Fuck Twitter, man.
I'm tired of seeing it.
It's a cesspool of bullshit.
Don't have Facebook either. I'm just on Instagram, dude. I'm off the radar as much as I can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Strung Out. Songs of Armor and Devotion is the latest album. Strung Out Official on Facebook, at Strung Out Instagram. Just keep your eyes and ears peeled, and we might have something new coming out.
Uh-oh. You heard that, people? Did you hear that? RJ, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it. I love having cool people on here, and you check that box. So.
Well, thank you. I like being around cool people. And you check that box.
Oh, don't make me blush, boy. All right. Have a good day, bro.
Peace.
Motherfucker. Boom. Wowzers! Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. I want to thank RJ for coming on to share his story. If you guys enjoyed this, definitely subscribe to our channel. Hit my head. You see my head right there? Hit that. And we have more amazing content like the story of Pooch, the world-renowned tattoo artist. Check it out. Hit that bad boy right there. Have a good night, people. Peace!